Hey, hello everyone. How's everybody doing tonight? Hope you're having a great Saturday night. Welcome, welcome to the first edition of Saturday Night Live with Traveling Chuck. Well, I thought with this being October, that we would to try to discuss something that's a little bit important or that's important to everybody, and that's breast cancer. Mainly breast cancer in men, because there's a lot of people that don't know that men can get breast cancer. Um, one of the having some tough technical difficulties here. Okay. Yeah. One of the statistics that a lot of people don't know about that men can get breast cancer is that in 2023, it's estimated that approximately 2,800 men will be diagnosed with breast cancer. And of that number, approximately 530 of them will die from it. The biggest reason for that is that they don't know to check themselves. Men should be doing self breast exams, uh, and if they feel a lump or anything out of the ordinary, they should go discuss it with their doctor. Um, One of the reasons this is a topic for us is that I was diagnosed with breast cancer in 2012, at which point we found a lump. I kind of dismissed it. It was when we first found the lump, it was approximately the size of a pencil lead. And I went ahead and dismissed it because I didn't think it was anything. About 6 months later, I happened to notice that it had grown from a pencil lead size to about the size of a pea. At which point I decided that I need to go ahead and get checked out to see what it was. I walked into the doctor's office. He examined me and he said, "Well, good news, bad news. Good news is it's not attached to anything. Bad news is it's kind of hard, so I want to go ahead and get out. I would sleep a whole lot better at night if we made sure it wasn't breast cancer." And about that time, uh, my wife was with me, and we looked at each other and then looked back at the doctor and was like, "Breast cancer? We didn't know men could get breast cancer." And he said, "Yeah, it's rare, but they do get it." And it looks like we have somebody in the basement. If I can figure out how to add them. Hey, Bill.
Hey, how's it going?
Going good, and you? How's your?
I can't complain.
Good. I'm not sure if you were aware, because I didn't really post it, that we were going to be discussing breast cancer in men tonight.
Jennifer told me. I talked to Jennifer earlier, and she was telling me about it.
Oh, okay. Okay, good. I was just kind of letting people know that I had been diagnosed with it back in 2012. And it was kind of a shock to us when the doctor decided that he was going to send me for a mammogram to make sure it wasn't breast cancer. Both me and Lisa, just kind of like, what? I mean, didn't know we could didn't know guys could get it. And he said, "Yeah, it doesn't happen very often, but it does happen." He said, "The chances of it being anything is real slim, but let's get it checked out. I'd sleep better at night if we got you checked out."
Okay.
So I was like, "Sure, okay." Went and had a mammogram. They also, that was inconclusive. They did a biopsy, and when they did the biopsy, they said that, "Hey, we got a really good look at it. And we don't think it's anything, but since we have the tissue, we're going to go ahead and send it out." It's like, okay. She goes, "But, I've been doing this for a long time, and I just really didn't see anything while we were trying to get the tissue." I was like, okay. And then about 3 days later, I get a call, and she's like, "Hey, Mr. Merck, I'm sorry to inform you." And about that time, I realized what she was fixing to say, and I just went, blank.
Right. I can imagine.
Because we'd been told, oh, it's probably nothing. It's just, even her saying that, well, I didn't see anything with it, but because we have the tissue, let's go ahead and get it sent out.
Right.
It makes me wonder, had she gotten a good look when they did the ultrasound, would they have sent it out? But went into the thing about the deal with men and breast cancer is we get treated a little bit different. Like when I went to I had to go to the women's center in order to get my mammogram. I walked in with my wife, and everybody looked at me and kind of gave me this little nod, like, hey, you're here to support your wife, good husband. And we're sitting there and they call my name and I stand up and everybody looks at me like, why are you going back there?
Right.
They get this strange look on their face, and they're just kind of watching me walk across the room. It made me feel uncomfortable. And then once I got diagnosed with it, they sent me up with a breast surgeon. I walked into his office, checked in with the receptionist, and I said, yeah, I'm here I've got an appointment with the doctor. And she sits back and she's like, you do? I'm like, yeah. And about that time, the other receptionist was like, yeah, Mr. Mirko, go ahead and have a seat. The doctor will be with you in a moment. And get back there, come to find out, they're going to go, they scheduled me for surgery. They also scheduled me for some genetic testing because apparently men can also carry the mutations and stuff, which they can pass on to their children.
Right.
There's the mutation that I got tested for was BRCA. Back then, they only tested for BRCA1 and BRCA2.
Okay.
Which are genes that everybody have. It's just they test to see if those genes are damaged in any way that can actually increase your chances of getting breast cancer or other types of cancer. Well, mine came back positive for BRCA2. And come to find out after some research and stuff like that, it was determined that I actually inherited that mutation from my dad, who had got it from his mother. My dad never had cancer. It never did anything with him.
Okay.
But I actually ended up having cancer from it. Let me go ahead and say hi to everybody real quick. Hi, Danny D. Welcome in. Ocean to Ocean Travel. Thank you for showing up. Jennifer from Embarkation Nation. Thank you for being here.
Hey, everybody.
I really appreciate the support. But yeah, the BRCA2, a lot of people will recognize it from when a few years back, I guess it was Angelina Jolie. They had a big production on TV, how she was diagnosed with it and she was going to get preventative surgery and stuff like that. Right. Well, they never bothered to say, oh, by the way, men can carry this too.
Right. Well, they never mentioned that.
No, and that's one of the reasons why it's kind of a good topic for us, or a topic that's out. But after I had my surgery, I ended up having to have a complete double mastectomy, and ended up going through 4 rounds of chemo.
Oh, wow.
And come to find out, doing some research and stuff, the men's breast cancer is actually a little bit more aggressive than what women get. There's not a whole lot of research out there for it, because there's just not that many people that do research on. Right. Like the women, there's like about 400, or is it close to 300,000 women will get it this year, as opposed to 2,800 men. So they have plenty of women that they can do research with, whereas with men, they just don't have the tissue to do with. But the BRCA2, you can that actually increases a woman's chance of getting breast cancer as much as 87%. But it also increases their chances of ovarian cancer, and several others. Whereas with men, it increases their chance. A man, their chance of getting breast cancer is about 0.1%. But with the BRCA2 gene, it jumps up to 8%.
Okay. Well, that was my mother died of breast cancer in 1999. And I've always been leery of it because, it can be passed on. So I do every so often, I go to the doctor and get checked out just for that reason. So when Jennifer told me about this, I said, yeah, I'll come on because I do understand. And as you said, it's like, if you tell somebody you're worried about breast cancer and it's like, but you're a man and they don't quite understand.
No, sure don't. Cruising on the high seas. Welcome in. Thank you for being here.
Welcome in, Rob.
Yeah, it was a real experience for us because of all the different things that we had to go through. And I know it's not just me having to go through it, but other guys are having to go through it. We actually went down to my wife's brother's funeral, and come to find out, the guy that owned the funeral home had a scare. He found a lump.
Okay.
And his doctor sent him to get checked out. And he ended up going to a women's center also. Well, when he checked in, they immediately took him to the back and had him wait in the bathroom until his appointment. Because they didn't want him making the women uncomfortable.
Right.
After the appointment, waiting on his results, he had to go back and sit in the bathroom. After he gets his results, they escorted him out the back door.
Yeah.
And so it's mainly because men and women don't know. It's not really publicized a whole lot that guys can get it, and so we don't know to check. But
well, hopefully,
guys should be doing something.
Yeah, hopefully, it's getting better now.
Yeah.
Not for a good reason, but as you see more cases coming up and people are aware of it, and people, men are getting checked out so that they can, provide, decent facilities for men too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the main thing, is to get the word out there. One of the things I would like to see them change is, I understand that they have the mammogram mobile mobiles that go around to different places.
Yeah.
Well, one year I asked, I was like, hey, do you guys, what about for men? And they were like, well, no, we have to use different equipment for them. And I was like, and that's fine, I understand that. But do you guys have any brochures or anything like that in the mobile, that so when women come in, they can say, oh, well, I didn't know guys could get it. Maybe I need to inform my husband about this. Because some sort of a pamphlet or something on it, just so it'll let them know, well, hey, I can take this home to my husband and let him know he needs to be checked. He needs to be checking himself.
Well, and it has to start somewhere. Again, this could be, your value in life is spreading this word as far as about men's breast cancer. Because, again, if you don't talk about it, nobody knows. If men aren't being checked out, well, you don't need the equipment. It's just so. But now that you're bringing it to a forefront, well, now maybe you can start getting equipment for men. Maybe they can send a truck around with the mammograms for men if it uses. Because again, I didn't do any research on it, but if it uses different equipment, now you need 2 trucks. So, have office place for a man to go into where he doesn't have to sit in the bathroom. It's already bad enough that you're there. So now you got to sit in the bathroom and wait for your results.
Well, even the facility that I've gone to, they have, everything is pink and the pens are pink and there's pink flowers to hand out to the women as they leave. And every time I go in, I said, what do you have for men? What? Well, men get breast cancer. Oh, well, yeah, we know, but what? Why don't you have brochures here? I mean, this is a breast care center. It's not like, the hospital has a women's center. This is actual through one of the hospitals. I won't name it, but it's a breast care center is the name of it, basically, and it's still they're refusing to put information out that'll help either. So I can kind of understand the mobile, the mobile trucks and stuff because they're small and limited space. But at the same time, like I said, how the brochures, people need to know. And, it makes me wonder the amount that it has increased in the 11 years, how much has already been there, and they just refuse to, admit that or recognize that's what it was. And then it's like, oh, well, you have prostate cancer, you have this cancer. Well, no, it's metastasized from breast.
Right.
And it's just, it's sad even a decade later. I mean, it's much better, yes, than what it was, but even a decade later, there's still just a little blip of a paragraph on the sites, the national sites talking about it. And I even approached a site here in our state and said, hey, what about men? Oh, well, you have this organization that can do that. So no, we're not going to. Wow. Okay.
I mean, you would think they could just, even like just guide you in the right direction. Here's a brochure. Here's a place to go. Here's what you need to check out. Here's what you need to ask your doctor. You would think that would be like in the forefront.
Yeah.
Well, even the No Shave November, they still don't mention it then.
No,
and I'm
they
like,
don't.
that's the perfect time. Men's health awareness, No Shave November, cancer awareness and all that. Talk about all of it.
And again, I know it's rare, but it does happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it actually got to the point where we hated hearing that word rare because it's not really rare. I mean, but there's a lot of things that we learn, such as like with the BRCA2 gene. It not only increased.
Tony, are you frozen?
There
we are. Oh, okay. You were frozen for a second. At least on my end.
Our screen went black, so it wouldn't surprise me.
Okay.
With the BRCA2, it increases a guy's chance of getting prostate cancer as well as melanoma, stomach cancer, and there's a couple of others. And like with me, I had wondered if I had gone in and been diagnosed with prostate cancer, would they have checked me for a BRCA2 gene mutation? Or would they have just said, oh, well, that's what guys get?
Right. Probably not.
And because I got breast cancer, they went ahead and tested me for it. Once I tested positive, they went ahead and tested my children for it. And so far, one of my children has inherited the gene, and so she gets checked out. I think she's supposed to go in every 6 months.
Yeah.
The first 6 months they do like an MRI exam on her, and then the next 6 months later they do a mammogram. And what they do is they rotate them. That way, if there's any sort of a change anywhere, they can catch it early. Because like with most cancers, early detection is the key.
It is.
And it's, we just mainly want to get the word out that, that guys do get it, and we need to be checking ourselves, doing, just like in the shower or something like that. You're soaked up, just kind of rub around your nipples and under your arm to see if you can feel a lump. And if you do, get it checked out.
Exactly. I've done that because of my mother. And I was always, leery about it. If I felt something, it's like, well, what's that? But I've always checked negative for anything when I go to my doctor and being X-rayed and things like that. But it made me think. It is, still does. I don't think about it as much now because so much time has passed. But again, it's always in my mind that it could happen.
Yeah.
Well, I think even now with women, I think they're doing the BRCA testing more frequently than they used to. So,
Good.
How long ago was it that you lost your mom?
99. It's going on quite a few years now.
Okay.
So
Well, they may
22
not have done
years.
it back then, but I mean, pray that none of the other family gets it. But if your grandmother had any type of breast or ovarian issues or anything like that, and then your mom, it would be a good thing to check out, because the thing we found out that if you are tested and you test negative, then your kids are not going to inherit it from you. But the problem that we have is some people don't want to go in and have, they don't want to be tested, and so when that happens, that it reduces the chances of their kids finding out that they could be carrying it as well.
Right.
Well, welcome in, Clark. Glad.
Hello.
Thanks
Hey, Mike.
for coming in.
Welcome in.
What's going on?
Not much. Just discussing a little bit of breast cancer / male breast cancer. Trying to let everybody know that it's important that guys get checked out too.
Yep.
And because it actually, we unfortunately found out the hard way a lot of the information that we've come across about how it affects our families and stuff. And because we found out that it came from our dad, we've had a lot of family members finally go get tested, and a lot of them are coming up positive for the BRCA2, but at least now they know to go get, what they need to do for their, I had an aunt that she went and got tested, and that she came up positive, but they would not pay for the insurance she had wouldn't pay for the surgeries and stuff. And so once she got onto an insurance plan to where she could afford to get the surgeries, she got it. And then
she got the preventative mastectomy and the hysterectomy.
Yeah. And during her recovery, she ended up developing blood clots, so they put her on a blood thinner. She ended up getting sick and throwing up blood and stuff like that. So they were like, hey, this isn't normal. Let's get this checked out. Well, come to find out, she had stomach cancer.
Oh.
And had it not been for her going through the process, they would not have discovered the stomach cancer, which is also another thing that the BRCA2, increases your chances for. And so, she's, her kids, I think her daughter tested negative, but her son tested positive.
Both of them did, didn't they? Both of
I'm
boys.
not sure if the second one got tested or not. And then I had I had an aunt and a niece that for the first 3 years, I was real passionate about spreading it to the family. Hey, you guys need to do this. You need to, be aware of it. Runs in our family. And I had, after I had been doing that for 3 years, I had a niece that started having not a niece, but a cousin that had some problems and went in, and come to find out she was stage 4, as well as being BRCA2. And so they tested her mother. We'll come to find out her mother was BRCA2 also, which was my dad's sister. They tested her, come to find out she was BRCA2. So that's where her daughter got it from. But they also found out she was stage 4 breast cancer also. And since then, unfortunately, both of them passed away from it.
Sorry to hear that.
But it was...
Yeah, it's been tough making sure, spread the word, and just, like we said, just guys understanding that it's just as important that you check that as it is as the females in your life,
Yeah.
Go over and say some hellos.
Yeah, where did we leave off?
Oh, I think ocean to ocean travel there, and
Hello, ocean to ocean,
cruising high seas.
cruising high seas, cruising with Keith. How you doing?
Hello. I can't attest for that, but I went to the doctors because I wasn't feeling right and had some issues, and they did a colonoscopy on me and found that I had colon cancer, and they said that I had it so bad that my kids have to get checked by the age of 25, and if I didn't go in for this check that had nothing actually to do with that, I would have never found out. And a lot of guys are kind of weird about doing colonoscopies.
Right.
So, so the one thing I can say is just get it done. I mean, there's nothing to it. You're asleep during the whole thing. You really need to get checked for things. It doesn't hurt or anything like that. And people, guys are all weird about doing that sort of thing. I really anything. I don't like going to the doctors either. But a lot of things, if you get them checked ahead of time, you can get it taken care of, and it'll definitely prolong your life.
Right. Do your regular checkup, and don't, go to the doctor and tell them if something's wrong with you. Tell them what's wrong with you. Don't try to toughen it out or tough it out. Hey, the doctor's there for you to talk to and let them know that, hey, this hasn't been feeling right. That hasn't been feeling right. My stomach hasn't, whatever it is, let them know.
Yeah, because that's pretty much it. Is when it comes to the cancer, is that the earlier they can catch it, the better the chances are of recovery.
Yeah, because most of the time when you get hit with it, it's in a small area, and normally they can get that area out of there. It's till when it starts spreading places,
right.
And that's what gets you.
Yeah. Yeah, and we're kind of hoping that, because when I was first diagnosed, there was almost no information on it when it comes to guys with breast cancer. I mean, I could search and search and search, and I'd find all sorts of information on women, but there would be just a quick blurb about, oh yeah, guys can get it. It's rare, but it does happen, and we expect this many to get it and this many to die from it. And but since then it's gotten better. Not much, but it's gotten better. Some of the medication, the insurance companies won't pay for some of the medications because the way the companies have them labeled, they're for certain types of breast cancer in women. And so the insurance companies will say, no, that's, we're not going to pay for that because that's for women.
Yeah.
Sometimes they won't pay for the, some guys will want breast reconstruction surgery, and they'll say, no, they won't do that either. But that's slowly changing. Just unfortunately, not fast enough.
Exactly.
The key is just to be forceful with your doctor, go in, make them test for these things. And I know the Mercy Hospital, it's like $1,000 right now, but they'll test you for like 51 different cancers or something like that. And sadly, it's not covered by insurance.
Yeah.
I mean, it seems like it would be beneficial for them to front that and maybe prevent hundreds of thousands of dollars down the road that they have to pay out for treatment or surgery or something, of that nature. But it's a slow process, and getting some of the doctors, because one of our friends, they were like, oh, well, you're a teen, you're going through this, you're going through that, you're changing, you're maturing, this. And all it was the whole time, he had breast cancer. And it wasn't until he started having drainage that they're like, oh, well, that's not normal. I think.
Yeah.
So, and sometimes you just have to, like I said, be forceful with your doctors and make them. We were very fortunate with ours that, and even some of them that we talk to now, they're like, what? Wait a minute, you're a doctor and you don't know that men get breast cancer? I mean, they get colon cancer, they get prostate cancer, but you didn't know about breast cancer. And it's really heartbreaking to think a doctor doesn't know,
Right.
And I just don't know if it's that they don't know, or they just don't think of it because it doesn't happen very often.
Yeah.
And so they just, that's the last thing on their mind. Destination Fun, we're going to get to say hi to them.
Yeah. Hi. I'm kind of cruising through here and flipping around.
Yeah, my moderator.
I don't know what I'm doing here, so.
I hadn't learned how to do all that stuff yet, so I figured it'd be easier to have somebody help me with it. But
Let's see. Is that how we do it? Oh, there we go. Hey.
oh, okay.
So cruising on the high seas says, yeah, when you have health issue, you need to be very careful and watch out. Yeah, definitely need to. Also says the only found out about my heart issue was due to it failing. You know, it's hard when you don't want to admit there could be an issue, you know, that you don't want to just. Going to the doctor is very hard. Talking to them, opening up, you know, but it's got to be done. You know,
Yeah.
if not for you, for your kids. You know, like I said, clock. It's, you know, your kids. That knowledge will possibly save their lives down the road. You know, because they don't put off going. Well, you know, Dad went through this. Dad survived it. I can survive it. I can do this. I can get the appointments. I can go through the testing. So.
Yeah, I keep bugging my brothers and sisters, telling them they need to go as well, but they're hard-headed. I can make sure my kids go. But,
exactly.
Maybe go straight to the nieces and nephews.
Yeah.
That might be, you know.
Yes. Knowing, fortunately, we were fortunate. I only had to go through 4 rounds of chemo, which was bad enough. But I know that there's a lot of other people that have had their cancer got discovered or diagnosed at a much later stage, and so they've had to go through a heck of a lot more than I had to. And you know, like all of us have said, it's the earlier we can catch it, the better off your treatment and stuff will be.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, because like I said, I caught it way early, and I didn't have to do any kind of chemo or anything like that. And the colon is big enough to where they can cut a section of colon out and reattach and not have to worry about anything. It stays. It doesn't affect you at all.
Okay.
Like I said, if you get if they tell you to do a colonoscopy, just do it.
Yeah.
Now, how often do you have to go back in for testing? Is it annually or is it 5 years?
Every 3 years.
3 years.
Yep. Because so I had mine cut out I had the right side of my colon removed in 2018, and in 2021 I had my 3-year checkup, and they found a couple more polyps, precancerous polyps. They were able to remove those just as it is, just doing a scope and all. Because, like I said, as long as you do your checkups when they do it, it doesn't have enough time really to build up that much, and they can do it with a scope and not have to do a whole surgery, essentially. Unfortunately, that's Thursday. I ended up having to do a hernia surgery where they stitched me up originally from the colon surgery. My wound started opening up, I guess, and I got a hernia in it. But it's all taken care of.
Okay.
That's good.
Is that from the work that you do?
I would say probably it's probably a good me going up and down on the floor all day long, doing stuff, putting receptacles in and things like that, bending over all day, taking measurements and stuff. It's probably not the best on the stomach.
Right.
Plus, you don't think of a lot of things that you do. Right there in your stomach is where it takes the brunt of most things. Like right now, I just had my stitches done, and I can't pick up anything more than 10 pounds because when you do that, it all affects that center core of your body.
Right. Well, that's why people when they exercise, you want a strong core, and there's a reason, because that's where you get a lot of your strength from.
Yeah, that's for sure. Yeah, I had accidentally, I don't know how, but I had, one of those, I forgot what they call it, but whenever you see somebody with the 6-pack muscles, not that I have that, but I did something at work one day, and somehow or another, I tore one of those muscles.
Oh, wow.
And it started bleeding, and I guess those are wrapped in, they're in a sleeve of some sort, and the blood pressure got so bad that, I was doubling over, and I ended up going to the ER, and they said that they couldn't do anything. They wouldn't do anything because the blood pressure in that sac was actually keeping it from bleeding anymore. And a couple of days later, I woke up and I had a bruise that, I kid you not, went from my belly button almost all the way around to my spine. And they said that was from the blood being reabsorbed. It had oozed out, and now it was being reabsorbed by the body. But it looked like somebody had taken a baseball bat and just beat me up that one side. It was, man, that was painful to have that one tear.
I swear I didn't do it. I didn't hit him with anything.
And I don't know how I did it. The only thing I had done that day was I had got under a desk and moved some wires around when we were having problems with the computer. And so I'd gotten underneath the desk and looked at some wires and stuff, and I got back up, and about 45 minutes later, I started getting this little twinge, and I was like, man, this doesn't feel right. And it just...
crazy from there.
Yeah. Well, that doesn't help that they got me on blood thinners, so,
Yeah.
We've had Journeys with June and Brady join us. This is hello for everyone.
Yeah.
15 days from the beautiful Venezia. I am jealous. I want to try that trip. It looks like it's going to be beautiful. I don't know if I want to go to New York for it right now. Maybe wait till it moves down to the south.
See, that's where I want to catch it from. I want to catch it from New York. That way I can drive right there.
Yeah. Well, we've looked at some leaving out of New York. We're just not real sure about. Well, one, I got to build up leave, but we're still looking at them.
Yeah. The one we have next summer is going to knock his leave completely out. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you said on yours, you had on your colon exams, you have to go in every 3 years now. Yeah.
If they didn't find anything in 2021, it would have been 5. But since they did, it's every 3.
Okay. Now they've got me going in every 5, as well as I'm on a 3-year schedule. They go in and examine my stomach and the esophagus and everything every 3 years.
I got you.
Because they said that has to do with because of the BRCA2 gene. They want to keep the stomach and colon checked out. And they've got me going to so many different doctors that I can't. Pulmonologist, cardiologist, oncologist.
If it says S, he's going.
Yeah, foot doctor. I just wish there was a way I could go to one and they could do everything at once instead of having to take off for 50 million different exams.
Right.
Unfortunately, you're not going to know everything, so you got to have a specialist for everything. But hopefully by doing that, you have somebody that knows like everything they need to know about this and everything they need to know about that, so that you don't have somebody that kind of knows a little bit about this and kind of knows a little bit about that.
Right. Oh yeah, I definitely see the need for it. I just wish. Because every one of them have to have their own set of blood drawn, which means
right.
Oh, trust me, I'm not a big fan on that. they can barely ever catch my veins. So even the other day when so I've passed out before giving blood
Oh, wow.
because of like I'm very weird about getting a needle. It's not even looking at it, not even anything. I'll pass out. Now it hasn't happened recently, but it does freak me out a little bit. But when I went in for my operation on Thursday, when they tried to do my IV, she tried to do I think my wrist up here, and she missed the first time, and then she finally got it in the hand later on. And your hand's a pain in the butt. It hurts. Your hands and feet hurt getting needles in them.
Yeah. Well, they have a difficult time sometimes finding my veins and stuff. Right now, the record is 5 attempts, and then that's when they called it quits and said, drink plenty of water and come back tomorrow.
So
that was the day that they actually got the doctor to do it, and he tried to do it in the back of my hand. One of the times he tried to do it in the back of my hand, I'd swear he either hit the bone, the tendon, or something, because he stuck it in there. And next thing I know, I'm standing up in that chair going, ah! I mean, because whatever it was, whatever he did, man, it hurt.
You're making me squirm because I know what it feels like. Like I said, I've had it. So I broke my back in 2005, and when they finally figured out that I had broke it, they wouldn't give me any medicine until then. So they came in, and the nurse tried it in this arm, tried it in this arm, tried it in this arm, missed all 3. Then another nurse came in and tried again, and then finally on the 5th attempt, they hit it on the 5th attempt, and they gave me some morphine. So finally, I was out of. I didn't feel anything after that. I was fine with that.
Good.
But
you need to start that next time. Give you that by mouth and let you not care before they start digging on you like that.
Yeah.
Cruising with Keith says, I guess no tattoos. Is terrified of needles. I'm not a fan of needles, but I did go get one with my daughter, and I about squeezed her hand off. But it was just like a scratching. It was the filling in was the more of the problem. They said when you get one, you get addicted and you want more. I might could go for a second one. I'm not going to do the full body tats, and it just amazes me the people that can sit in some of the places they get them. The clock, I've seen some, their eyes are tattooed, so I can't even imagine.
My wife has one on her back that big, on her spine, and that's pretty humongous. And I thought, like, me and my buddy were just in Vegas, and in the link there's a tattoo parlor in the back of the link, and we had to pass it every time we went to our elevator. And every time we went past, we were like, should we go get a tattoo? Because I've always thought about getting a tattoo. Me being an electrician, I was going to get the hand with the lightning bolts coming out of it. But just never did it. Never committed to it.
Hello to the Down Under Cruisers.
Hello, Sean.
Well,
good day, mate.
Howdy. Yeah, the needles don't really bother me. I can sit there and watch them do it. I mean, it doesn't matter how many times they've got to stick me. I can sit there and watch them do it. Just, it's after a while, it gets annoying that they have to try so many times.
That's what gets me. It's more than like, so I can go in on a Saturday morning to my local thing and sit up in the chair and have it done, and they can get in my arm real quick and do blood work, and I can watch them do it no problem. But when I go in there and they lay me down on the table and they miss a couple times, that's when I get all fidgety and can't stand it.
Yeah.
Well, I'm lucky. I don't have any problems as far as them finding my vein. So if I need to draw blood or whatever, usually it's pretty simple.
Yeah, that's cool. I mean, I mean, I found that it depends on the person because there's some people that I can go in and they're like, boom, okay, you're done. Oh, okay. And then there's others that it's just, I mean, you can feel everything they do. And
Yep.
I think it's just the techniques that they develop because it's, like I said, some of them you can't even tell that they've done anything and they're telling you it's time to go.
Yeah, if you can get an EMT in there doing it, man, it's like just a butterfly kiss and it's done. But there's some, they're like, well, do you care which arm we draw from? It's, well, I don't, but you do. I've got one really good vein on my left arm, and it's just, you can just see the scars because everybody's like, oh, I like that one. It's huge, and they love it. They can get in there and get the blood really quick and be gone. My right one, they're like, do you have one over here? Yeah, it's there. It's just deep. So we have the Carnival Cruise Addict says, hello, everyone.
Hello.
Hello.
Down under. Let's see, put this up where I can see it. These to make you feel better. We're 455 days away from the Deuce Cruise. I am so ready to go on ours. I think we're at 77.
Something like that.
For our next one. So a little bit further away for our Down Under cruise. But excited for that.
Yeah.
The Cruise Addict says, past my bedtime, we'll stay here for a few. Certainly.
Welcome in. Thank you.
Certainly happy to have you. It's our first, so we're a little scratchy here.
Yeah.
Trying not to lock anybody out or up or freeze up ourselves.
Make sure we don't highlight any trolls.
You're doing great.
I'm reading them multiple times before I click.
Yeah.
I learn from others.
Jen likes to click then read.
Right. She'll read it and then click on it.
I mean, I'm gonna call her out, but yeah, bless her heart. I don't think I've seen her blush that much in all my years. That's okay.
It happens to the best of us.
Well, I'm sure it will. I'm sure it will to us too. So Claude, when did you get back from Vegas? I've been trying to keep up with you, but I've just not been on the computer at all, hardly.
So I got home from the airport at 1 o'clock in the morning, Thursday morning, and I had to be at the hospital at 6 a.m. for the operation.
Oh my.
So I was cutting it close.
Well, at least you're like super tired and could have no trouble going to sleep, I guess, for the surgery.
I did not go to sleep beforehand. I slept like maybe a half hour before I went to the hospital. And then I went in, and I don't even remember them giving me the stuff in the IV. They must just did it when they were transferring me to the table. Mm-hmm. And I was gone. Well, then I got home, and I laid down in the bed. My wife said, well, why don't you go lay down a little bit? Well, I laid down in the bed. I think we got home at like 1 p.m. I think I slept till 6 p.m. So then that day, my sleep was all messed up. I tried to go to bed on Thursday night, and I mean, I couldn't sleep at all. Like, I finally fell asleep at like, I think 11 p.m. And like 12 o'clock, I wake up, and I'm like, oh, man, that felt good. It's got to be like 6 o'clock in the morning. And I look at my phone, and it had only been an hour. And I was like, oh, man, what the hell is going on?
That's some good sleep, though, if it felt like it was 5.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it felt I was wide awake, ready to go.
Well, I made the mistake of getting some coffee the other day at the store, and because they didn't have a soda, I went to Sam's after work and got one of those little Starbucks cold coffee things. And I thought, oh, I'll just drink a little bit. I drank the whole bottle, and then every time I would shut my eyes, I could hear that Tim McGraw, Faith Hill song in my head. It's just like my brain started singing it. And I was like, stop. And so I'm arguing with myself, stop, shut up. And I know he probably heard me and went, what? And I'm telling my brain, stop, shut down. So I got about 3 hours sleep that night, if that much. So it's nice when you can relax, and even if it is an hour, it feels like it was a lot more. That's good. I'm usually like waking up and feel like I got an hour.
I made the issue. I made the put myself in a bad spot coming home from work one day, and at the time I wasn't drinking any coffee at all. no matter what time of day it is or anything. Well, I was tired, falling asleep driving home, so I said, "Lone, let me give me a coffee." So I got me a 24-ounce coffee, and I drank that thing. And like 11 o'clock at night, I'm staring at the ceiling like, what in the hell did I do that for?
Uh-oh.
Right.
Welcome back, Jennifer.
Hey,
She
I feel
broke
like
it.
I haven't been on in a week.
Yeah.
It's been Andrew, filling in and taking the reins. I don't know how long I'll stay. Chloe's fighting us on going to bed, so if you start seeing me like pulled this way and little hands, it's her. I'm not being attacked by like munchkins or anything. So, how's y'all doing?
We're doing good so far.
Doing good.
Good.
Did you hear your name and thought, oh, I'm gonna go say hi?
I did. I was listening in the car, and then I brought Andrew some banana pudding, and then
I like banana
from
pudding.
the local barbecue place here, they have some really good banana pudding. So I ran through the drive-thru and got him some banana pudding, and came home and was trying to get Chloe in bed so I could hop on. And of course, she knows when something's up, so you know how that goes.
We'll talk to her favorite aunt.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
This is give me a choice, a tattoo or a cruise. Cruise any day. How about a tattoo while on a cruise?
Yeah, you can do that with Virgin.
I'm about to say they do have those.
Oh, really? Uh-oh.
Yep. Was it the Scarlet Lady? They have a tattoo parlor.
It's one of them, yeah. I definitely saw that.
I mean, I would be down for it.
He says they cannot do blood work on me. My veins see the needles coming and they go MIA.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Let me know how you feeling that.
I was listening to y'all talk, and it brought me back memories of when I was in the hospital. I was about to have Chloe. They went in the back of my hand, my wrist, my arm. I mean, they went everywhere. I mean, I was black and blue on both arms. I couldn't find them.
Wow.
The roughest one, I mean, I guess just having it, is when they put it in the back of your hand and they tape your hand all down and you can't move and you always slide down in the bed and you can't adjust up because you're bending and hurting your, you think, am I going to break the needle off of me?
Right, Keith? Don't drink too much. You may come back with like a, naughty tattoo.
Hey, you never know.
I don't know. Like, if you were to get a tattoo at sea, what would you get? I mean, wouldn't you have to get something anchored or cruise themed?
I was thinking at least a dolphin for sure. I mean,
right? Get that tribal on the back, like with some dolphins jumping up in a heart. Oh, wait, that's what I got when I was 20.
Is that what you're going to get?
Oh, wow.
I already
Yeah.
have that.
Transplant?
I have that. 18. I was like, $20 tattoo. I'm in. Oh God, don't do it. Horrible idea. And so I've got yeah. Anyway, it does not look good as you get older and have a baby either. Just so you know. But I've got some like jacked up dolphins in a heart shape and some tribal back here. You'll never see it. Regrets. Boy, it is late night, right? I start coming on. Hey, you haven't seen me for a week. Let's share some personals.
PG-18.
Yeah.
Last week was Vegas.
Someone was put the cruise director's name.
which cruise director though?
I've always wanted Lee across my shoulder.
Wow.
Right.
Can you imagine? Never mind. I was about to go somewhere.
Captain Camp.
Oh, do
Captain
it.
Tramp Stamp.
I was just gonna say I could see somebody getting I can't even think of her name now. What's the one for the Jubilee? Oh my gosh.
Kindle Fire.
Kindle Fire. I could see somebody, getting Kindle Fire, Texas.
Fire in the hole.
I made Bill laugh. Bill knew where I was going. I love it. I love it. I love it. I've missed y'all. It's hard being in chat because I'm like, I want to just come like in here and be like, Andrew, just get out of the seat. Like just coughing and sneezing and all. Just let me do it. But he did good. He did good.
Well,
So you guys,
we had 2 people not show up to the show tonight.
Yay!
Yeah, it happens. I mean, you get busy and you're in 2 time zones. I mean, I know when I first started lives, like Sherry would be like, okay, I'll see you at 8. And then, I'm here at 8 and she's like, yeah, it was an hour ago. I'm like, my bad. you in time.
Well, I mean, and it's lessons learned. I mean, again, you got to reach out to them like a couple of days ahead of time. And then the day of, it's like, hey, it's 8 o'clock. It's coming up. Whenever you give out times now, it's like Eastern time, Pacific Standard Time, Central Time. What's Mountain Time? I don't even know what the Mountain Time is.
It's 1 hour behind Central Time.
So 2 hours. Okay.
Yeah. But
if you want me there at 8, you better tell me 7:45 so I come rolling in.
No, we need to tell you 7. Let's just be honest.
Hey, if it's in the morning, yeah, forget it.
Lisa's gonna get late to her own funeral. Are you kidding me?
Oh, well, I felt bad tonight. They sent me a link for 10 o'clock. I'm here. I'm sitting on the couch watching you guys on live, and then you say, "It's about time to get off here." I'm like, "Oh, what time is it?" And yep, sure enough, 10 o'clock. Let me get up there.
I know. I didn't even change shirts. Remember earlier I told you I was gonna change shirts.
Oh, dang, we match.
Star Wars.
I've changed shirts since I was in that one.
So they're not planned.
No.
I noticed y'all were matching. I thought, oh, that's cool. And their first.
I did too. I thought they did it on purpose.
No.
Yeah.
Billy did not.
I mean, could you imagine if I was like, Andrew, we're wearing plum today? He'd be like, okay.
You'd be like, yeah, you maybe.
Andrew doesn't match.
Jennifer, that's what you should do for the Jubilee. You and Andrew keep matching outfits every day.
Every day.
Oh, he wouldn't do it. Now he'll let me do like similar colors, like let's say like
matching outfit.
No, like you like busting out like some flamingos and pineapple stuff. No, that ain't happening. Hey, Muncie channel.
Hello.
Muncie, I was gonna let you know. I watched your embarkation day today. I think it was today or yesterday. And of the vloggers cruise, y'all did a great job. I loved I always struggle personally with like when we're flying on like the takeoff landing and it not be like, I know, Bill, we need a whatever gimbal. But I was just going to let you know, I thought y'all did that really well. And then also, like, I love the gambling parts of y'all's video. Just so you know, great wins. I love it when somebody sneaks some like gambling in a video. I'm like, hey, you're one of us. One of us.
One of us.
I know. They went to Harrah's and then they were on the ship. I was like, these are my people.
I need to watch their videos from the Vloggers Cruise to see if I was in any of them.
I looked for you.
In the background.
I didn't see you.
I didn't see you either. But you can probably point yourself out because you'll know where you were at certain moments.
Right.
Like, oh, there's my head.
I know. I saw Life with the Bee.
It says, thanks, I'm working on improving the quality of my videos.
Yeah. Well,
I was hoping for a gimbal on the Amazon days, and it was like 9 o'clock at night on Prime, and I'd been out of town that day for work, and I'm just like, no, I'm not doing it. There'll be another one.
Yeah, I bought Andrew one.
Black Friday, you'll be able to get something.
Yeah. And people, I know you have like iPhones and stuff like that, and built-in stabilizing programs in there. It's nothing like a gimbal. It just it makes it a little less shaky. It's nothing like a gimbal. I hear people saying it all the time. I don't think I need a gimbal. I have an iPhone. I have the new Samsung. If you want a smoother video, you need a gimbal.
Yeah,
like not only that, it's easier doing all the controls and all right on your one hand.
Yeah.
You can do zoom in, zoom out. You can change the direction of the film. You can do all kinds of different things all in the one hand. It's so much easier with the gimbal.
It really is.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well,
I haven't personally used it, but I hear it is.
Yeah. We haven't decided on which one yet. We keep flopping back between several different ones. We're just not really sure which one we're going to get yet. We keep looking at it on Amazon, and it's really hard to tell the quality from the picture.
Yeah.
I mean, DJI is good. Pretty much everything they have is pretty good quality. So I think this is a 4 or 5. I can't remember. But I have another one that's cheap, and I really didn't have any issues with that one. It's just this one does a little bit more than that one does. So I think that one was like $70 or $80 when it went on sale. And I think this one went on sale was like $119, but I think you can get this one for like right around $100 now. But it just does a little bit more different things to it. Like it'll do the extend up, and you'd be surprised how much I use that. Just like getting over the glass walls on the ships and stuff like that, just so you don't have that reflection in your video. So I can stick it above the glass when I want to get a film of the water and stuff like that.
And what brand is that, or which one is that?
DJI. I have to look at the exact number. Let me see if it's written on there somewhere.
Well, I mean, as long as we have a brand name, that'll help us narrow it down.
I use a the brand is like ZHISUN Smooth 5, and it was about $200, but it works with heavier phones. A lot of these cheaper gimbals, the bigger phones, the ultra size, the iPhone Max and stuff like that, the weight of it, the motor can't handle keeping it steady. So this Smooth 5, it actually has one of the largest motors out there, so it'll be able to carry any phone weight along with the case. I think A Muncie channel was talking about he had to take off his case. With the one I have, you won't have to take off your case.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm kind of worried about that because I don't want to. Even my screen protector right now is cracked, so I don't want to take a chance of cracking the screen itself.
Right.
I got this little adapter for mine that goes right on the back of the new iPhones on their maglock cases. So this just attaches right to that. So
I'm gonna make it a drinking game every time you show your iPhone.
I'd be too drunk. Drink.
You sure do.
Just joking, Clock. I gotta give you grief. And Lisa, we got the it's like a Hohem or something. I'm looking it up. iSteady Pro 3-axis blah 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 gimbal blah blah blah. It was like $99, but it worked with Andrew's GoPro Hero, so that's why I bought that one because he uses that GoPro the most. So I would just also too, whichever one you're looking at, make sure it goes with your camera. Because the first one I wanted to get him, he was like, I don't even have those cameras. I was like, oh.
No. Let me flip through these really quick because Muncie said we didn't want to impose and bother people. Can't wait to meet everyone on future group cruises. And then they said they have a gimbal of a phone, but I can't seem to get it to work correctly. And I had one of those selfie sticks and I couldn't figure it out. So it's in a drawer somewhere.
Depending upon what kind of gimbal it is, you have to download the software on the phone, and then you got to open it up,
right?
And it links up to your gimbal when you turn it on.
Okay.
And they want to know what kind of editing software do you use, and they have the DJI Osmo gimbal.
Yep.
I use Filmora to do my editing. I had the paid version of Filmora,
and that's who I'm using now too. I used to use iMovie, and then I changed it over to Filmora. It's got a lot more things to it than iMovie does, so I'm enjoying it.
Is that the one that's on your phone or?
iMovie is on your phone if you have an Apple, and then if you have a Mac computer, you have iMovie on there as well. But iMovie is good for starting out. I started getting to where it started crashing when I was when I was trying to do big videos. So I just kind of tried to move away from it because they haven't really been doing the updates on the iMovie anymore. I think from what I've heard, they're going to come out with a new software for doing videos. That's just what I've heard. I don't know if that's even real, but I've been told that by several different people that it's getting ready to come out with a new software. So they really haven't been doing too many updates to iMovie.
Oh, okay. Well,
We
because the one that we use on our computers, the Power Director.
Yep.
Okay.
That's what we use. Well, that's what I use as Power Director. Andrew likes to use CapCut if he's doing like shorts and some of the stuff he likes to do. He really likes CapCut. And we used to have Final Cut Pro. No, maybe we didn't. Thought we did. I think we used to have one like that, but we didn't like it. I think it's more that we didn't know how to use it properly. So then we went to Power Director, and we really like Power Director.
Yeah, the thing I like about Power Director is it's been, I'm not the smartest person, but I've been able to figure out a lot of stuff.
Yeah. It's good if you're self-taught. I mean, it's pretty user-friendly, I feel like, if you're self-taught. I mean, I know there's more I could probably research and learn to do. I'll just add that to my list of things to do for the channel. But yeah, I mean, I feel like just getting in there and clicking on buttons and just not being afraid to break it is the best thing to do. What's this do?
I heard is can do a lot of different things. I heard that can be kind of confusing, but I've never used it, so I can't say for sure.
Yeah, we initially started out with the Photoshop Premiere, and that didn't go very well. My daughter went, she knows it real well. And so one of the times that she was over, she did some editing and stuff for me, and it turned out real well, but not having anybody to show me it was so confusing to me that I needed somebody. I couldn't figure it out. And so finally I just got rid of it and talked with Jennifer, and then they told me what they used. So I tried it, and I've been able to, pretty much figure everything out. My editing done months. All my editing is done on iMovie on my phone. My computer is 20 years old. That'll make a difference.
I have one of those. It takes about 40 minutes for it to turn on and open everything. The battery doesn't even work. We have to plug it in to get it to work. We just removed the battery and got rid of it. So It really doesn't work.
Down under is guys I used to be indecisive. Okay.
I'm not sure. Just get a gimbal, try it. You can always get another one. And that's kind of what I thought is, we get one of the inexpensive ones, figure out how to use them, and then if it's something that we use quite a bit, then go out, venture out and do it again. Well, he has the GoPro, and I don't know how he uses it. It's too small for my hands. And then, I've got 5,000 pictures on my iPhone. And so I'm just like, I need to do something with these.
Yeah.
Depending upon what gimbal you get, they have accessories to where you can hook pretty much everything to it. I have a high dollar gimbal here too. That I think it's the same brand as what Bill was saying, and it has different adapters to where I can put a GoPro on it, I can put a regular full size camera on it, and I can put my cell phone on it. But like I said, it's $229 for that one.
Yeah, it can get expensive, but again, one of those things that you kind of get what you pay for.
Right.
A lot of times. Now, can you make it work? Even like I see they're talking about like using CapCut I used to use InShot on my phone, and I made my first videos on InShot, and I was able to do it. And I could add music. I could add transitions. I could do a lot of it. But when I went out and bought a laptop, I spent, I don't know, maybe $500 or $600 for a laptop. And once I went to a laptop, it was like night and day. You can do it, but it's like, you can do surgery with a butter knife too, I guess. But once you do it get a laptop, you'll never go back to a phone doing editing on a phone.
Oh yeah.
I just drag them over into a folder and call it good. So I'm like, oh, here's some pictures I moved to a folder for you, and then link it to him, and
oh yeah,
AirDrop. Yeah. Here you go. Look at this. If you don't like it, you can delete it. I still have it with 4,000 others.
And don't get me wrong. Again, if you don't have the money to spend for like a laptop or whatever, the phone is fine. But once you start getting deep into your editing, and you want precise cuts, precise dropping the music at a certain point and taking out 1 or 2 frames at a time, you can't do the image on your phone. You won't be able to do that on that application, more than likely. Not that I can see. And not the deeper I get into this editing, there's a lot. When you start to having the music and you want the music to fade down and then go back up, it's just too tough to do on the phone.
Yeah.
Now, Muncie, I think you're talking about Filmora. Filmora is the one that we've been me and Bill have been using. And there's just so much more things you can do on that as opposed to iMovie. Because, like I said, I was using iMovie for everything. And I pretty much, the only reason why I stopped using it was because I started having my stuff would crash when I was using it. And I'm like, I'm tired of the damn software crashing. I'm not going to deal with this. So I downloaded Filmora. And then as I did it, I started realizing, oh man, this thing has so many more transitions for when you're doing it. Yeah. And that was one of the things that was causing my videos to crash on iMovie, was when you put so many transitions in there, it wasn't keeping up with it, and it was kind of bogging it down, I guess. And Filmora has so many different types of transitions that you can put in there, and you can take a cut that's only a few seconds and you can spread it out, and you can kind of pick and be more precise, like Bill's talking about. So
it does make a difference.
Yeah, it does. Okay, have you if you're editing a video and you see that subscribe button and you see a finger come over and hit it and you hear the click, you have to put that sound in there at the right time. Yeah. And trying to do it on your phone is just almost impossible to do. But as Mike said, once you spread it out, you can see exactly where you hit the button at, or hit the button with the finger and put the sound right there.
The thing I do is sometimes, because I like to over edit, I think, Bill, like I get in my head and I'm like, oh, maybe I'll cut this. And then that's where I've just gotten everything perfect. And then I like go to cut something and then it throws the whole track off and I have to like redo that. That's me. Because, sometimes you cut in line 2, it throws off line 3 and 4 and, whatever. So just be mindful of that too.
It's a nightmare, my editing. But again, and I know Keith was saying something about, you can do it quicker. If you start getting into editing, it's not quick. It's not. It probably takes longer to edit than anything else.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I mean, the editing.
Yeah, I've spent 10 hours on a video.
Cut 5 minutes of film down to a minute and a half, and then doing that over again and trying to get it just right and trying to put the right transition. And for me, it's like I try. Whenever I put a song on a video, I try to make it make sense to whatever video that I'm putting out. So if I'm in the Caribbean, some Caribbean music or whatever, or if I'm in Alaska, or doing a like a helicopter ride, I try to put dramatic music because, and I probably overthink it, but I mean it just takes me a long time to edit.
Well, and I think too, as we grow as channels, we learn in our editing styles and what we're capable of, we start to film more. Like used to, Andrew and I, we would have, and if you go back in our earlier videos, you can still see them. We would have like 30-minute like intros, and Andrew's like, well, and here's the cruise ship, and here's the da-da-da, and you know, like real long, unedited. Bill's laughing, and like, you know, and we would have like these long, you know, tracks basically. Well, you know, it was mentioned to me by my good friend Warmstrong, you know, like, hey, kind of cut those up a little smaller, do, you know, splice a little bit. And it made a difference in our views, like a lot of difference in our views. We went from having like 20, 30-minute videos of just kind of random, didn't, you know, over talking, over showing, boring. And we're still working on growing, but getting it down to around like that 8 to 10-minute mark has really helped us as a channel. So now I know we don't have to over film everything. Just do a quick intro. Let's do this. I'll edit out your Andrew. It's fine. And like, you know, don't redo it 19 times. Just roll with it. I can edit it out. And like you get more confident in your abilities, I think is what I'm trying to say here.
Right.
It's long-winded.
Yeah.
Yeah. Muncie wants to know what music app do you use so they keep getting copyrighted.
That was the other issue I had with iMovie is iMovie gives you all these songs to use, and it says you can use them, and I was hit with copyright claims. So I would have to keep changing mine. With Filmora, I pay a yearly fee with Filmora, so I pay like $60, I think it was. Isn't that what it is, Bill?
69, something like that, yeah.
So with that, you get the rights to the music that's in there, as well as the different downloadable software and everything else that they have in there. So I just use the music that's there for free. Now I know a lot of people use Epidemic Sound, but that's like a monthly fee.
Yeah.
And to me, I think you're better off if you're starting out. You're better off probably doing like what we did, is getting a software that has the music in it and everything for one fee for the whole year, and you get software and music, than paying a fee just for music. If you're just starting out, as far as
you can use the music from YouTube.
Yeah, and YouTube,
you know,
yeah.
if you're just starting off, the reason I started using Epidemic Sound was because if you put out so many videos, you start using up all the good songs, so to speak. So you want to expand your music selection. But like just starting off, I would just use YouTube Studios music, and you got to go through it. Now again, you're looking at 2,000 songs, so again, if you're picky, you're going through all these songs. You can divide them up through genre, moods, and things like that. But it takes a while to try to find a song that you think matches your video.
Yeah. I didn't know you had Epidemic Sound. I thought you were just using all the music off of Filmora as well.
I just recently got it. I got it maybe a couple of months ago, and it's just different. And maybe after using it for a little while, I never really used the one from Filmora. I use if I'm using like stock footage, a lot of times I go to Filmora and get some stock footage from there. But
And I was gonna say, Andrew always tells me our music is trash and it needs to be more like Warmstrong. So maybe listen to him a little bit in the music area, because Andrew's like, that's trash. I don't like. Go listen to Warmstrong's music.
Again, I don't know about all that, but
Bill, you heard him say it. Like
I know, but again, that can't be.
You heard him.
I don't. I use the same music everybody else uses.
Yeah, we're just using the music that comes with the software.
Yeah. And You can download the YouTube tracks, Tony. I don't think I ever explained that to you, but you can download them and put them in the Power Director, upload them in the Power Director.
Oh, okay.
They
Yeah,
just made it a lot easier, didn't they? With the YouTube music.
I was listening to some new. They gave me like a $15 credit, and then I was listening to some new music the other day, and I found this one band. Andrew gave me a thumbs up on. So the guy had a Wu-Tang shirt on. So
That's why.
I was like, yeah. But I don't even think I did it right. Anyways, but yeah, it was a good Caribbean sound. It kind of sounded like good reggae, you know. Yeah, it was good.
Muncie was wanting to know if you use a specific external mic.
I do not a whole lot, but I do. I have here I use a DJI Osmo Pocket 2, and this mic right here is my external mic. I add the little windsock on it to try to cut down on the wind noise. I did a Temu order of some lavalier mics, the little mics that you pin on your lapel, and it's like this. Whoops. And it actually worked pretty well. I haven't used it on a long form video yet, but the testing that I did, it worked well. So I'll be using those.
Cool.
Hey,
I want to try out some of my stuff. Bill. Maybe if when we're on the Maravillia or something, because I got a set of nice wireless mics too.
Yeah,
these Hollyland.
Well, I'm not gonna say mine were nice. Okay, yeah.
It's got a case that charges them, and then these have windsocks with them too. The only thing is, this one here you got to plug in to like a regular camera, or it's got a microphone jack to it.
Okay.
So I'm debating on getting a set like you have for my iPhone, just to hook to the iPhone, and then just use this for my regular camera.
Yeah. Well, again, like I said, I'm gonna try some new things on this booze cruise and the Maravillia. Normally, I don't like when I have my phone set. I don't have an iPhone, by the way. I have a Samsung. I have my phone set up on a tripod away from me. You really can't hear it, so that's why I got the external microphones. But I want to try to start doing more of that where I'm away. And like for you and Ricky are you have the phone over here, but you guys can both be talking, or Ricky could be filming you as you walk away or whatever, and you're still talking and can hear. So I mean, again, the external microphone is a game changer.
Yeah, I can see that.
And those are good for like 30 feet or 45 feet.
Yeah, I forget what it is. It's a nice little ways.
Yeah.
Cruising with Keith was when you have a song after you upload to YouTube and it says that the owners allow it on YouTube, then it's good, right? Well,
it's good until they make a claim.
Yeah.
So in other words, right now, if I'm a musician, hey, you can use my music. It blows up. You can't use my music anymore. Then it could become a problem. That's why I use like YouTube music. It's like with YouTube, this is what you said I could use. And then Epidemic Sound, it's like you said I could use it. But even on YouTube, there's certain ones that you can only use for like 15-second clips. So you have to read what you have to read what you can use that song for. Because some of the better songs they have on there, you can only use for 15-second clips. You can't use you can't use it for like a minute, or you can't use it in a 15-minute video. It has to be in a 15-second clip. like a
So you're
short.
saying that's on
That's on YouTube. YouTube had that too.
okay.
You have to read whatever the copyright agreement is. You have to read it, and some of it says you can use for anything, but the other ones they put down there. If you like the song, more than likely it's going to be some kind of restriction to it. But
Yeah.
So if you use one and then it says, oh, well, now you can't use it, and you go in and I guess strip the music and put on another song or something,
Yep.
it changes your algorithms, and how does that affect? I mean, because Tony had posted something, and then due to some comments, we went in and he turned off the comments, and it was like, I mean, he was getting all kinds of views, and all of a sudden it was like nothing. So.
well, that happened. I mean, again, that happens at times. A lot of videos they start off like gangbusters, and then all of a sudden they just stop. But I've gone in. See, people get confused. A lot of times it's just copyright claims. Claims aren't strikes. So if I'm doing a celebrate party and you hear all the copyrighted music, I can play that. I can't get monetized off that video, and that's what the problem is. But you can go in there and there's two options. You can mute the sound, or you can change the song out.
Okay, maybe changing the song will allow it to, I don't know.
I mean, again,
if it's something that was easy top, I'm going to listen to it no matter what the video is.
Well, and again, it's I don't know if that, as you said, like with the algorithm, does that change it? Does it knock it out the, being pushed out? I don't know.
I don't know how any of this works. I just kind of film it and go, here you go, and let him deal with it. And
Yeah.
I don't think anybody knows exactly how YouTube works.
Muncie says, I'm looking for mall music for my Kmart videos I'll be doing in St. Thomas.
It's there. Elevator music. It's there somewhere.
Yep.
Okay, Keith, that's good to know. Timu microphone, so
Yeah. Well, that was whoops. Like this one right here.
I'm
They
scared
have
to sign
a
up for
receiver
their-
you plug into your phone, and then these two mics. This one has two mics. You could use two people can use it at the same time. So, like if you're a husband and wife, both of them can have one on, and you could have your camera set up on a tripod away from you, but you can still talk to it. I have a little thing right here where I can start and stop my video from this clicker right here, using on my phone. So I can start the video, stop it, and then stop it. And it's still sitting in a chair away from the camera. But I mean, the Timu mics, it was $8. It was under $10. It was $8, and I think I saw it for as low as $5.99 or $6.99. And they actually worked. I did a video, a little short video, about an 8-minute video on it, where I did a test of it. And I was actually shocked at how well it worked for the price.
Yeah.
The only thing I did not test was the battery life.
Well, I keep getting pop-ups for Timu, and I'm like, oh, I should do this, and I'm like, oh no, I shouldn't, because there's so much stuff on there.
I'm not a big fan of Timu. I did that just because everybody else was doing it, and I wanted to get something. $8 mic. Okay, I'll get this. I'll get this trash. And it shocked me that it actually was pretty good.
I mean, we have a Big Lots down the road, so I don't have to sign up for that. And I have to make a special trip. So,
yeah.
I think, I don't know if it's same quality or not. I've heard some good and I've heard some bad. So I'm just like, yeah, I don't need that. I don't need one more thing on my phone to be cruising and say, no, I need that when I don't.
I normally just pay a couple dollars more and get it through Amazon, and
Yep.
it's easy return policy that if it doesn't work right, then I can just send it back. But because the returns on Temu were a little bit more of a pain in the butt.
Yeah.
Well, I've never, even like I had a hat, or my son had a hat. It was all crooked and stuff like that. I mean, for the $5, it's like I'm not even sending it back. It's not worth the hassle to send it back. Well, I'm like you. It's just you go Amazon. You easy to return. Take it to Kohl's. Here, I don't like it. Take it back.
Yeah, they make it probably too easy too, but I still stay with Amazon. And I was looking at it a while ago, and I have several things in my basket again. I'm just like, I need to wait till Christmas. We had our granddaughter's birthday party today, so ended up all the stuff that was in the basket I never finished. I just went to Walmart and picked up a couple of things. So she seemed to like it. So she was happy. She had a good day. So
I spent $100 at Amazon this morning.
they've missed you.
They did. They probably had to lay off probably 10 people since I got laid off. You know, they were like, oh, yeah, that was my vice. Oh,
I think I got an order coming.
Scroll through Amazon.
I have some gym shoes and a shirt coming Monday, I believe.
What kind of gym shoes?
A New Balance. I'm gonna wear them proudly. Don't worry.
Is that what yours is?
Yeah.
I can't say anything. I wear Skechers.
Are you gonna like have an unboxing and
I am
just
not.
go ahead? And...
I am not. But you'll see me with some nice bright white shoes on.
I think you like them. That's what I wear.
Good. New Balance. I don't think I've ever had New Balance before. But I refuse that. $150 for gym shoes. I refuse.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah. Well, I'm in prescription.
I
now,
paid
so
$60.
I wish I could get them that cheap.
Right.
I was like,
Well, you custom shoes or something?
yeah, because of some foot problems and stuff, they've got me getting special shoes. And what was bad was I had to replace both my tennis shoes as well as my work shoes at the same time, and it was like $400 for just a few sets.
Yeah.
I think it was like 150 for the New Balance, and then like 200 for the San Antonio shoes because of the diabetic shoes. It wouldn't be so bad if we could replace them one at a time, but they just so happen to wear out at the same time.
Yeah. But
the New Balance, I really like those. They got me in a different pair this time that actually have a thicker sole. And I mean, it's like walking on marshmallows. I mean, it's just so conditioning.
Nice. Well, they had a high rating. I mean, again, they look like comfortable shoes, and I've heard they were comfortable shoes.
Mhm.
So I'll let everybody know once I get about these Jordans and all these other shoes.
I want to see like when you're doing your room tour, you know, in the mirror. I just want to see your nice. Okay.
Who does anybody in here? Well, Tony and Lisa, are you on a Apple product? You're the streaming out your camera right now.
No.
Jennifer, are you on Apple product?
No.
Mike, are you on Apple product?
Yes.
Can you, right in front of your face, do like a thumbs up? Fire in front of your face.
Are you talking about trying to send a thumbs up to you?
Well, no. He doesn't send it to me. It pops up in your video in your background. And so people with iPhone products or Apple products, when they did that or they did the heart like this, but it has to be like almost like right in front of your face, and it
I know the
pops
phone
up.
will do it.
I saw
think
Betty
my-
do it the other day in her
Yeah,
live.
that's what I was
It pretty
wondering.
cool.
Yeah, I think my computer's too old. The computer's
Okay.
like 9 years old.
Okay, maybe it's probably the latest update.
Yeah.
Muncie, I used to love Nike Shocks. Like those were my go-to forever. I've also now switched to New Balance, but those were my go-to.
This is iPhone. Yeah. We're on the 13
Pro or Max or something. I don't know.
Pro Max. Yeah. They came out with the 15. We had actually looked at upgrading ours, and they were like, "Well, I mean, they're fixing to come out with the 15, and there wasn't really that big of an upgrade or big of a difference in the 14, so we just waited."
Somebody wants to be on camera. It's just like, where'd they come from?
Who's that? Who's that making all that noise?
She's,
You gonna smile for her?
Lisa, don't put her down yet.
I was gonna get her a while ago when Chloe was in there, and she wouldn't come over at that point.
she heard the whining.
Show Dory. Look. See Dory? Hi, Dory.
She's looking all around it. She's just not looking at it.
Look, show them your dog.
Uh-oh.
Backside, hold on.
Yeah.
You're a little spoiled. She always goes to dad.
Say hi to everybody, Chloe, since you're up here. Say hi.
Hi,
Hi,
Chloe.
Chloe.
Oh, you were fine like earlier, remember? No, you're shy.
Muted, and they
Look,
can hear
look,
me.
they just have look, it's Lisa and Tony. Say hi, Lisa and Tony. You talk to them all the time. That's Bill, yes. That's Bill. You know Bill. And that's my clock, right?
Yeah, Clark.
That's clock.
Clock.
Yeah, that's Mama.
Well, we know we're on this too often. If Chloe knows our names like that.
Yeah.
Right.
She does.
Oh,
You didn't know you are, Uncle Bill and Uncle Mike.
Yeah.
Hey, pup.
Yeah.
Hey, pup. My pup.
And Merpup, yeah. All right.
I'm my pup.
Well, y'all have any cruises? Want to say anything about the cruises you got coming up?
Go ahead, Mike.
Bill and I are on the booze cruise in 14 days. Out on the Carnival Glory out of New Orleans. Gonna have a meetup the night before and do a ghost tour in New Orleans, so that should be pretty fun.
That should be. I mean, I'm looking forward to that.
I've never cruised out of New Orleans.
Me
Not yet,
either.
anyway.
Pretty cool. Did it on a longer cruise. Different scenery, of course, going down the river. See a bunch of river boats on the side. And just a little different. The casino's open when you're like, as soon as you're like, when you're still in port, the casino's open because you're on the river.
Really?
Oh,
Yeah. And then what else was different? You had to pay the taxes on the drinks, but that's some sort of rule that so the whole time you're on the river going in and out, you have to pay taxes on your drinks.
oh wow.
Excuse me.
I know. I'm looking for going down to Mississippi, and man, I might have to go to the casino so I can say I was gambling while I was on the Mississippi.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did that.
Yeah, you were in Yazoo.
Yeah, had to go there did an audit. They actually had us stay on the boat. There was whoever made the reservations for us. We were actually on a river boat that they had turned into a hotel / casino. No, we were staying at the hotel that was attached to the boat. That's what it was. It's been so long, but it was. Yeah, I had to go down there for an audit of some sort for a new facility that had been open, and whoever made the reservations for us, they made it at the hotel, which was right next to the riverboat, so they could gamble and stuff. And it was kind of cool getting on the riverboat and seeing it.
Muncie, you're not going to do the Utopia anymore? Do the booze cruise? Says his wife remembers meeting me on the Vloggers cruise. Tell her said hi. I've seen too many people on the Vloggers cruise. I'm not 100% sure. Like I said, I remember going to the room because she had the Ashley Slots thing on the door, and I was putting the pineapples on people's doors. Any vlogger that had their door tagged got a upside down pineapple on it.
Uh-oh.
Said we're not going to hit the booze cruise. Sounds like it's going to be a lot of people on that one. That's going to be getting together, getting to know everybody.
That's going to be a fun cruise.
Sounds like it.
A fun cruise, yeah.
Fun cruise. She's like, every cruise I'm on is fun.
Yeah.
Yep. I feel the same way.
What?
See, we haven't been on a bad one yet.
We've been on an interesting one.
It wasn't bad. We survived, so.
Yeah. That's true.
That's advertisement. Well, we survived.
But did you die?
Yeah.
But did you die?
That's what me and the wife say all the time. But did you die?
Well, it's just that it was so, it was kind of rough, and it was rough.
Are you talking about like the Luminosa?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
See, I didn't think it was that rough.
It sounds like it got worse between Hawaii to Seattle. We got off, so I saw the video. The pool was.
It got a lot colder, but they closed the roof up, and I didn't think it was bad. I really didn't think it was bad. I mean, I had problems with the ship just because I was disappointed because they were talking about the Italian theme and it wasn't. But it was okay.
Well, yeah, and also maybe our definition of rough may be a little bit different than some others because we haven't been on as many.
Well, our very first one, you were bouncing off the walls going down the hall. It was in October, and I said, I'll never do one in October again. That one was rough. You'd be walking down. I thought, if I was drunk and bouncing off the wall, it would make sense. But I was stone sober, and you'd take a couple of steps and smack, and you're like, okay, let's try it again. Then you hit the other side, and just like, this is too much.
Our first cruise was the same way. We went on the Carnival Pride. Yeah, that's the one. And it was all over the place. We hit some rough waters, and you'd be going down the hallway, and you'd have to go and put your hand against the wall or grab the table or a chair somewhere because it was so rough.
Okay, there was one that we were on. It was the we had one of the spa rooms, and being at the top, and it was rough. It was good, rocked you to sleep. So that was definitely a good one right there. But Yeah. Walking down the hall and hitting your head and stuff, not so much. But.
Well, there's one that we went. Was that the one that we got to go into that pool?
Yes.
Yeah, that was kind of interesting. We were in the pool, and the boat's rocking pretty good. So you can just imagine what the pool water was doing. And it wasn't bad enough to where they closed it, but they're pretty close. They should.
The thermal pool.
Thermal
in
pool.
the spa.
You had a wave pool, see?
Oh yeah, it was definitely a wave pool.
You hold on up here, and it's like whoosh.
So I seen videos of one of the Oasis class ships, probably about 6 months ago, 8 months ago, something like that, hit some kind of storm, and the water went out of the pool on the top deck and went down inside the center of it in Central Park. And I couldn't even imagine water coming through there like that. Like that. That's 10. That's about. I think Central Park was on the 8th floor, so it's about 8 floors. I think that you're talking water's coming down.
That's
I couldn't even imagine that. That'd be freaking me out pretty good.
Yeah. Well, it seemed like they drain. They would know to drain the pool.
They do now, at least.
Yeah, there was something happened where they had to do a turn real quick or something, and it went down through the center of it. Like I said, you can watch. There's a bunch of videos out there on it.
Oh yeah, I bet. And it's like the one you said where the pool was that the Luminosa later on, or was that another?
Yeah, that was supposedly a video that was taken after somewhere between Hawaii and Seattle, and the water was sloshing out both ends of the pool pretty bad. And I was like, oh, okay, well, I'm glad we missed that part of it. So Muncie says we're like Bill and get interior rooms. We had an interior room once on the Panorama. I just like to be able to get up and have my coffee. We'll have them bring coffee and a bagel or something in the morning. I can go out on my balcony in my nightgown if I want to, and just watch the sun. I like to watch as we're pulling into or away from port, and not have to be in a crowd. When we were in Alaska, everything was so crowded. People were trying to get to the windows and get to the, everything where they could see, which I get. It was beautiful scenery and stuff, but I was just like, we'd rather have a balcony, pay a little bit more, or get pretty good deals. So I get it. But we're fixing to. Our next one will be an interior. Was it the Panorama? We were on interior, but it's an ultra cruise, and man, we were so busy. You come dragging in, take a nap really quick, get up, go to the next event, and it didn't matter at that one because we had so many activities and stuff to be at, But this one, hopefully, the greatest cruise of all time will be the same. We'll be super busy and never in the room, so it won't matter so much.
You're going on the Jubilee for December 23rd?
No. See,
that's the tester
You
cruise.
said the greatest cruise of all time.
Yes,
That's the
and we
tester
have
cruise.
New Year's, and y'all will have worked out all the issues and everything, and it'll
Bill-
go smooth and wonderful.
Bill was supposed
Bill's arms
to
are going to be
be.
tired.
What?
Bill's arms are going to be tired pushing Z around in that wheelchair.
You know what? You got me with that one. Whoever was saying that got me because I'm like, what? What's going on here with that? Since when is he going to be in a wheelchair?
Well,
He announced
Bill
on his
was
live that he couldn't stand up for more than 3 minutes at a time, so he's going to have to get a wheelchair.
Did he say that for real?
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Surprise!
So I decided to throw it in the chat that so Z just announced that Bill's going to be pushing around in the wheelchair the whole time.
I don't think I'm strong enough.
You let him hold your camera while you're trying to do that too? Probably not.
Hecky no.
Muncie, I'm the same way. I'd rather have a bunch of cheap cruises than the expensive ones.
It all depends.
I mean, I'm doing it on the Alaska cruise because Alaska is a scenery all in itself, going through the different areas and all that stuff like that. So I'm getting a balcony for that one. But yeah, for the most part, I just do the interior, and then I run up to the top and get my film and stuff like that. I got lucky on the I picked my room on Jubilee, and Jubilee they got me on the right inside where Street Eats is, so it's easy enough for me to leave my room, run out, and get my video of the going into port and everything else in the morning and stuff like that. Yeah. So that should be a pretty cool room. Hopefully, I've never been on an XL class yet, so I can't say whether it's a loud one or not.
Yeah, I think a balcony on an Alaskan trip is worth the price.
Yeah.
We had an obstructed view, and it wasn't bad. It was like the lifeboat was up above us, and I think we had the bracket arm or something was kind of off to the side, but it really didn't, because I was like, man, we paid for a balcony, it's gonna be obstructed, we can't see anything, but it was good. So kind of helped to break the wind a little bit too with the boat. Muncie, most of them have been recently anyway, have been decent price. Tell Tony I've already paid for the cruise in the casino, and that's how we got the good deal on it. So
my deals like that are drying up. I have $100 4- and 5-day cruises. I'm like, come on, I need another 7-day. I need another 31-day. I need a long cruise one of these days.
Well, I told the boss, I said, we won't do it again unless on those long ones. I said, unless, of course, Japan happens. And she's like, oh, okay. And then I went back in. I was like, so remember I said I wasn't going to do it again? She's like, yeah. Well, we got Japan. So she's like, how long this time? I told her, and she's like, oh, wow. And I started telling her the ports and stuff. And she was like, yeah, you can't pass that up. And she said, you have to leave? And I said, yep, I do. She goes, all right. Make sure you're caught up on your stuff before you go. I said, can do.
At least they were understanding. That's great.
Yeah.
She's definitely like, you've got to leave. You've worked here 21 years. You're getting lots of leave. Use it, because at that point it was like 480 hours. You start losing it. And I had gotten up to like 420, I think, before the Luminosa last year. And I'm already back up to 9 weeks of annual right now. So I thought, well, I'll knock it down a little bit over New Year's, and then I'll build it up again. Probably have 12 weeks or something before we go in April. So
it'd be nice
that it builds up so much. And poor Tony, he doesn't get that many, and I'm just like, goodbye.
Yeah, we can only carry. You said you can carry what, 240 or
480?
480. Yeah, we can only carry 70 over.
That's not enough.
I mean, it's not even 2 weeks, but at least they're letting us carry some. When I worked for the government, we were able to carry 5 weeks, which made it nice. Plus there you could also get comp time and all that. You could get comp. If they had asked you to work overtime, you had your choice of either comp time or overtime. So if you weren't getting enough leave, you could always save up that comp time in addition to, because that carried over for 2 years in addition to annual leave.
Well, they changed ours this year because people were fussing because of the pandemic. They couldn't take off, and they were losing time. And so now they've upped it to 860 or something before we start losing. But I'm not gonna let it build up that much anymore.
I would. That way, when you retire, you
get paid
cash
for
it
it.
in.
Cash it in, or now when I can still walk around and do the things I want to do, or take vacation, go places I've never been. Rolled over into a new year yesterday, and I've never been to Japan, so I'm looking forward to it.
I wish that cruise would pop up.
It may
No,
still
I
pop
wish
up.
I could give you one of mine. I can't go.
Work from your cabin. Well, maybe not on those because I don't know how the internet is out there. We didn't really get the internet on the Luminosa last time. Just I think we got on a couple of days. You know, we go 3 or 4 days and we pay for it, and then
It wasn't the best, but I've had worse.
Yeah.
Vince says his wife's a big casino player, and Huff and Puff slot machine is her favorite.
It's a fun game for sure.
I've seen it, but
So we're all gamblers here. So I have never been a big slot person. So this time I was like, I wasn't doing very good at the poker table, so I decided I was going to try to do some slots, and I wanted to try to find one that I enjoyed playing, and the only thing I could find was the one that has the firecrackers, the like the purple or blue, the red and the green firecracker runs. Well, I was getting lucky because people would go in there and they'd put a bunch of money in there and they'd have it to where it's only one firecracker left. And I was going in behind them and putting $20 in and hitting on the thing on my third or fourth pool. So I would just put $20 in, hit, and even if it was only like $40, I'd cash out and go to the next machine that was filled up. And even if they didn't have one in that casino, I'd go down the street to the next casino because I was in Vegas. Well, my last day out there, I hit 5 machines and won $100 and some just doing that. And I go back to the link, or no, I went to the horseshoe that day, and the horseshoe was all primed. So I was like, okay, I'm going to hit this horseshoe machine. Well, $140 later, the thing still never gave me a damn bonus round. So I was like, man, I done gave back my whole $140. And I said, it's not going to do it to me again. So I went to the, I was walking through the link, going to my room that night. I'm like, okay, I'm done gambling. I lost 140, lost all my winnings. And then the machine's all primed up for me. I put $100 in there and I'm like, man. So, yeah, I had a good run for a couple days, and that was it.
Mike, I'm not a big slot player, but again, before I do a lot of things, I always read. And you know how you said the firecrackers were full,
it tells you can hit it at any time.
That means absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
So it could be up there at the top line, and you could pay another $150 and not win. It could be down at the bottom, and you could win. But a lot of people, because I've done the same thing, trying to get those pots and stuff that close, and I've done the same thing, and I knew that it didn't matter. But I'm like, oh, it's due any minute now. They put money in it. I put money in it.
Yes.
It's about, and it's going to be a big jackpot.
I'm gonna be
sure
rich.
enough, nope, never happened. It's like what Mike said. You know, you put $20 in and you hit really early, do a few backup spins maybe, but I can't walk away. I can't.
Yep.
That's why.
I was hitting it so easy on those ones.
Yeah.
So, over the week, I hit 7 of them. I hit 7 bonus games and was making money off of them.
Yeah.
And I was doing pretty good, but then I'd say doing pretty good. To me, if I go in there and I put $20 in and I cash out for $40, I double my money. I'm good with that. It was something to do, killed some time, and that pretty much paid for my lunch that day. I did it. That's how I thought about it. Okay, I only made $20, but $20 take care of lunch or part of my dinner or whatever. And yeah, I was doing good, and then I decided to put it all back in that night.
The house always wins.
Yep.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I've been there.
It doesn't mean anything when the firecrackers are full. That means Lisa has spent all of her money trying to get it to blow, and it didn't.
Pretty
So
much.
it's prime for Clock to come in behind me and hit it. I
Lisa
tell Tony,
didn't.
hey, this pot's ready. That pot's full. You know, the cap's fixing. So he'll sit down. He puts $10. He goes, no, I'm done. He gets up and walks off. And I'm like, well, not for $10. No, you got to play it a little bit more. And he's just like, I'm done.
Lisa,
Oh,
didn't we do that? Oh, go ahead, Bill.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
I was gonna say, Lisa, didn't we do that in WinStar? There was like a kite game or some kind of lures or something we were playing right there, but just by the Dallas Cowboy machines. You were playing. You're like, it's gonna hit. It's gonna hit.
And when I got up, I was still saying it's going to hit for somebody else.
Yeah.
Whenever I put in money into a slot machine and I don't win, I get up and walk away from that slot machine because I don't want to see somebody win that money. They're like, oh, that was all my money.
Oh yeah,
I walk away.
Yep, I did that at the link, and then the next morning I had to go past that machine to get breakfast, and I looked at the machine, and of course all 3 lines were done.
Yeah,
all 3 of the firecrackers were already popped, and
somebody said, "Thanks, Clock. Appreciate the money."
Yep.
Hey, Danny D.
There was one we were on. I forget what we were doing. We were going to go to a show, and I was like, "Oh, this one's going to hit. This is going to hit." It's the one that has the 4 stones. There's the purple, then it goes up to the yellow diamond. And, you know, you may have to have 200 yellow diamonds before it'll finally hit. I kept telling him, it's going to hit, it's going to hit. I'm going to stay, I'm going to keep doing this. And he's like, all right, we're going to the show. I was like, okay, I'll be there. I'll be there in a minute. And so finally I sat there and I kept playing. And I hit it. I cashed out. I went and sat down next to him at the show. And he goes, well, did you hit it? I went, yes, I did. And he's like, what, really? And I said, yep. It doesn't happen very often, but yes, I got it this time.
I just prime the machine for everybody else.
We appreciate it.
That's why I go in with the set amount, and when I don't mind losing that as long as I have fun doing it. But when you just sit there and the machine just sucks the money, and you don't win nothing. I mean, you don't even have, you get like 5 or 6 spins, and you're
Right.
gone.
It's not even fun.
I want something to at least give me a little taste, but I don't want a little taste. I think if you're spending for $4, they shouldn't be paying you out $2 on a spin. They should be paying you out at least $4 on a spin. But
I've had $4 spins and they pay you out like 75 cents, and it's like, what?
Well, yeah, I know.
What is that?
Right. Well, before I started working at a casino, the one we used to go play at a lot, we'd get there about 7, 8 o'clock in the evening. We'd walk in with $100 each, and the rule was, when it's gone, we're gone. We're still playing on at 7, 8 o'clock in the morning. And then to me, I don't mind losing it because I've had fun losing it. But then it got to the point where we'd walk in 7, 8 o'clock at 9, and by 9:30, we're like, okay, well, I guess it's time to go because we're both broke. And I mean, to me, that's not fun.
No.
Yeah, I'm kind of the point now where I can't stay up that late anymore either. Couldn't imagine if I had to go back to a night job. What's up, peeps? And the guy named oh yeah, Clock. And
Lucky.
yeah, we're saying hi, Muncie.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'd rather work
around it now. It's just not as fun as it used to be.
Yeah, he gets on to me because I'll do the spin stop, and he goes, "It doesn't make a difference. It's gonna hit if it's gonna hit." And I'm just like, "Leave me alone. go over there."
Well, I learned a little bit about the machines. Kind of like Bill, you're about the firecrackers and stuff not meaning anything. One of the things that I learned was that they'll sit there and say, hey, this machine pays out 96%. That's over the life of the machine.
Right.
And a lot of times what some of the companies will do, if they see a machine hasn't paid out anything in a long time, they'll go in and pull it, swap it out with another machine, reprogram it, and put it up, name it as something else, and put it back out on the floor. At least that's what I've heard.
Yeah, I've gone to WinStar with Jen and her mom, and I just can't play next to her mom. She's so lucky, and I'm just sitting here feeding, and I'm just like, I'm done.
Yeah, it's tough playing
Love
next
her,
to
but
her.
I can't sit next to her like that.
My dad too. I mean, my dad liked those expensive games as well.
I went to a party with buddies from work. It was actually our 125th anniversary for our local, and it was at MGM where my wife works. And after we finished our banquet, two guys said, "Hey, let's go out and go gambling." So we sat down at a 3 bank of slot machines, and I'm sitting in the middle, and I got one guy on my right, one guy on my left. The guy on my left hits for $1,200. The guy on my right hits for $400, and I fed $200 or $300 in the machine. Didn't get anything out of it. I'm like, what the hell?
Somebody will appreciate it, Clock.
Yeah.
You ever just want to walk over to him and go, "You're in my spot"?
Yeah.
I've told you about that time I was at the Luxor, and I got, I don't remember how much it was. It was like 200 or something free spins. I don't remember the exact number now, but I just knew I was about to be rich. I'd never seen that many free spins in a game. I knew it. And my mom sat beside me to the left in the machine next to me and took out $300. I'm still playing my free spins. Whew, I'm up $12. Yes.
Yeah,
My
nice.
mom cashes out and sits on to the right of me because she's wanting to see my free spins, right? Because it was like 200 of it. It took forever. And so she comes and sits down, takes out 1,000. I win a whopping $40. I was so mad. I got up and left. I had already given that machine probably 300, but I was so mad. I just left. I went to the room. I was like a sore loser. Mom's like, "I'll share my winnings with you if you'll just stay down here." And I'm like, "No, I'm mad.
I'm done.
I'm done. I'm not mad at you. I'm mad at the machine."
Right.
I just knew I was going to just be rich.
Everybody, I got to get ready to get out of here.
Yeah.
But it's been a pleasure. I'm going to see you on the YouTube streets tomorrow.
All right.
Stay out of
Thank
trouble,
you.
everybody. Bye-bye, everybody in the chat. Thanks for coming by.
Thanks for coming.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Be
Bye-bye.
safe.
All right.
Well, I don't have a favorite machine. My favorite machine would be one that would pay, and Tony just happens to walk up when I do finally hit something, and he's like, "Oh, you win all the time." No, I really don't.
Well, you're the one that stays. I'll go back to the room, and it'll be like 3 or 4 hours later she'll come in. And I know she doesn't win all the time, but she doesn't lose all the time either. Me, it seems like I lose all the time, so I just.
Well, if we can just break even, even get up a little bit, that'd be good. But there's some nights. There's one night I played that was the little, I don't know what he is, the little fire guy. And man, it was just like, I was hitting on that thing just constant. That's when I had to yell at somebody because I didn't get my drink for after about 30 minutes or so. And I was just like, how long is it going to take to get my drink? And then karma, quit paying after that. I was like, wow, they turned off my machine because I wanted my drink.
Keith, you're funny. I was sleeping.
But myself expect to lose and don't ever do cash advance. I learned my lesson in my 20s. Yeah. What's sad is you can just, download it onto your card on the ship, and that's just way too easy to do.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Oh, Wheel of Fortune, man. I love to hear go, Wheel of Fortune, but it's always somebody else that it does that for. We've even done that on slot pulls, thinking, oh, well, you're putting a lot in there, you're playing, a lot of spins. Nothing. And it's,
Yeah,
I
we
don't
didn't.
think
We didn't
out of
win
any
much
of it done.
on
I'm
a
sorry,
on a
go ahead.
9-day cruise. We did, I think, 6 slot pulls on a Wheel of Fortune, and we didn't really win anything.
I keep thinking, and we've been in some slot pulls and they haven't done very well. And I'm, there's some on the New Year's cruise. I think it was $50 pull, and I'm just like, I can spare 20, because if we both do it, it's $40 for us to go and play, and you get maybe 8 spins out of it, for the both of us. But we've never. I think one time we put in 20 and got back 16. One time we got back 21. So it's just.
Yeah,
I mean, they're fun to
the
stand around and
one
watch.
is the most we won was we put in 20 and we got back 27 or 28, something like that.
Yeah. Well, you hear people say that they win big money on those, but I've never seen them. So. And then they want to do $100 spins, and I'm just like, no.
Yeah.
I don't even walk through and look at those. I'm just like, no. I think the last one we actually did, we paid out, and we did so that we didn't have to deal with all the change. We donated that to St. Jude, and then we had bracelets because it was a special cruise, and we sold those and donated. I think we over $1,000 for all the bracelets and change like that we donated on that trip. So that was cool.
I have to agree with cruising with Keith. Breaking even is just like winning.
Yeah.
I don't know how many times I've told her, we'll drive down to one of the casinos, pull in the parking lot, and I'm like, hey, if we leave now, we break even.
True. I was hoping you suggested last night. We went out for my birthday dinner, and I was like, okay, where you want to go? And he goes, I guess home. Oh, okay.
I mean, I wasn't the only one in the car. You could have suggested it. I would have been all right.
We broke even. We didn't go.
Yeah.
I enjoy playing poker, and I can if I go home even or $5 up, it's always a win for me because I get to play for poker for a while and didn't lose any money. I love playing poker by itself. So
yeah, I think you played Texas Hold'em a few times, right?
Yeah, I never.
I see you played it very well, but
I never got any cards to play. I mean, it wasn't even worth. I was just sitting there throwing in the ante because the cards I got and the first 3 cards they dealt sucked.
yeah, it definitely takes patience.
which I don't have much of, so that's
Right.
why I haven't done it.
Muncie, my wife hit for
Oops.
$687 on the last cruise we were on. I put $50 in the machine for her because she's normally lucky on the slots, and she loves Buffalo. And she walked through the casino. She said, "Okay, this is the machine." I put $50 in there, and on her 3rd or 4th spin, she won. We cashed it out for $713, and then I took the $713 and put it right back in the machine. Trying to get a free cruise.
I love it when Ricky tells the story.
Yeah, I think that's what the people with the slot pulls are trying to do. Get them points built up so they can get some good offers.
Is that what they do?
Yeah, that's what it is. Because I plan on doing one on the Icon. The group, the Facebook group, told me I could organize the slot pool if I wanted to. I'm just worried that I'm going to be too busy trying to record the whole time on Icon that I'm not going to want to mess with the slot pool. But I'm very close to getting my free cruise on Royal. So I would like to go ahead and do a slot pull and see if I can get my points up enough.
Well, we've done a couple, but I've organized a couple. She did one. Was it you that did it?
The first on the Freedom.
Yeah. And that's when you started getting all the special offers.
I was just kind of guessing on what to do because we'd been on two before that, and we took part in them. But I was just like, Jim was helping me run the page for that one. It was like when we paid for the cruise or got into it, got on the Facebook page, nobody had organized anything. So I was like, let's do this, let's do that. And it was like they kind of, everybody just kind of let us do everything. They showed up and, and it was just like, okay, well, what about this? And they're like, yeah, let's do that. And I was like, all right. And nobody volunteered. So I was like, Jen, will you help me?
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm doing. So.
But I'm so shy, it was hard.
Yeah. I had to nudge her and go, come on, you need to talk. Meanwhile, I'm the one in the corner watching people, and she's never meets a stranger. Wish I had her personality.
Naughty Cruiser did well in the slots, though. I hope to meet him on the Jubilee. He's on the New Year sailing with us, and I look forward to meeting him. He's quite a character.
He's on the booze cruise.
Put in a good word for us, Mike. Say, like, those Embarkation Nation people are okay.
He's pretty easy to get along. Like I said, I met him on the Vloggers cruise. I hung out with him a few nights.
So to big YouTube, not going to say who, but he says he's not going to gamble, but organizes a lot of polls and then uses the points to give away free cruises for their fans.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
That is a cool idea.
Got to get to that point, though.
Yeah. And then you can transfer them like that. That's cool. I had somebody that I don't work with them, but I deal with them through my work. We were talking the other day, so we had like a 15-minute work conversation, and then I'm still doing paperwork and stuff, and we're talking about cruising, and they cruise on Carnival, so we got to comparing notes, and it was like, oh, I've been on the Freedom. He goes, oh yeah, I was on the Freedom. When were you there? And they were there like 3 weeks after we were. Or they, were on the Horizon a month before we were. So all these cruises, I thought it'd be funny if we were on the same cruise and didn't even know it. And we kind of went through all the different ones. What about this one? Yeah, I was on when and still missing each other. So he was like, well, some of these offers you get, you need to book a room. And I said, well, because when I tried to do that for somebody, for the kids, and it was like, here's my cost for the room for the two of us, but then we add a room and it's like, through the roof. And I was like, oh, well, I don't know how, people get a second room that's not super expensive on the offers, because mine are not, your room plus another one for the cheap. So I guess they're out there, but I haven't seen any of those. I've only had one offer that was drinks anywhere on the ship, and it was on the Luminosa, and I just didn't feel good. It wasn't pandemic not feeling good. I had several different things on that, and I didn't take advantage of it. I got coffee. I got the spiked coffee every morning, but that was it. But man, I could have done so much better on that. And I thought, I'll get another offer, and I haven't gotten one yet.
Right. Well, we did find out, even though you get free drinks anywhere on the ship, that doesn't include the bottled water in the cabin.
Oh Lord, yeah.
We thought it would, because it says anywhere. Your room is anywhere. So we were drinking the water in the room, and we started noticing they were charging us for it.
Is that the one that there's somebody, I thought it was Brian Christopher, that has the Casino
BC
cruises
slots.
or something?
Yeah, he has BC slots.
Okay.
He Brian Christopher's slots channel. He's the one that's he's got a partnership with Carnival right now. I think he's gonna be on the Breeze and a couple others later this year and next year. He's
Okay.
rolling out his slot machines in the casinos.
I've seen offers for them, but they weren't the better offers that I've gotten. So
No, what
The
kills me is
Plaza
I
has a partnership with somebody, a YouTuber that does slots.
who?
The Plaza in Vegas
It's Brian
has a
Christopher.
partnership with somebody, and if you got there's a whoever it is, he has his own little section of slot machines, and if you get 1,000 points in that area, you get a fan bag, which comes with a book bag with some other merchandise from their channel.
It's the same guy. It's Brian Christopher.
Okay.
Yeah, he does a lot of stuff with the Plaza, and he's got several different casinos. I think he's got partnership deals with. But yeah, he was a YouTuber, and he's done really well. You know,
Nice.
the YouTuber that I like that does slots is Vegas Low Roller. I think he's funny. And he looks like Justin, my brother. But I like him a lot. He takes his mom gambling with him all around Vegas and different places, and his whole story actually is pretty interesting. He was a very overweight guy, and he was starting to get popularity, and he kept putting off his meet and greets, and it's kind of started some, like, I guess, I don't know, some controversy or something. And well, in the meantime, he was trying to lose enough weight. You know, he cut his diet in half and just doing workouts and all these things, and lost a ton of weight for his meet and greet. And he's got a partnership out in Vegas right now too. And he's really, I just really like him as a YouTuber. He takes his mom. It's something I could see myself doing, you know, like taking my mom gambling with me, and you know, she's the family picker, he calls her. It's a whole. So if you're not watching Vegas Low Roller, he's pretty fun. Not trying to sway you on YouTube gambling, but you know, and Red Screen Bandit, I like him too, because I like those red screen. I love those red screen slots and WinStar and stuff. I haven't seen them so much on the cruise ships, but ones where it's like it turns red and they just like start rolling like crazy, and then you know, $1,500. That's the ones I like.
Wow.
see that at least once.
I've seen it. Yeah,
Watched your mom do it?
yeah, I've seen my mom do it more than once. I've seen my mom one time. She got like it kept staying red. I think it was like 5 rounds. Jeez, lady. And of course, it was a hand pay. But
Wow.
Yeah, I can see where definitely having 6 kids would be hard to schedule cruises anywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
3 was hard enough for me.
Yeah.
it's hard with one. I don't know how y'all do that.
I don't know how, you know, the offers come about, because I've heard, you know, or seen some people say that, you know, they've never been in the casino and they're getting the good offers, you know, the free cruises and stuff like that. And I mean, we've been on the exact same amount of cruises, and, you know, I get better offers than he does. So, you know, is it from the casino? Mine are casino offers, but, you know, at the same time, he's in there, has his card in, he plays some, but he doesn't seem to be getting the offer. So I don't know if it's just random, pick of the draw, or if it's, you know.
Well,
Yeah, but does he spend the same amount as you do? And does he do it? Does he go in there as many times?
As many times, yes. As much, no.
Just because I don't win.
Mm.
You can sit there and win, and I mean, you're up and down, up and down, up and down. Whereas I just
they've got her player history though. They know, they can see how frequently you're hitting that button, and what, you know, if you're like, like you said, she goes up and down on the bets, and those cards, they say they're not reading that data, but they are. They don't know.
They read all
All kinds of data off that. So they can
But
see
how
how.
is it that people that don't even go in the casino are getting the same offers though?
Well, but y'all got to
That's
remember
what-
too, like Windstar, they give away Carnival cruises. They may have never been on a cruise, but maybe they hit up their local casino pretty well. You know, so you got to think about
Sure.
those different things too. They're all kind of tied together. I mean, MGM is not just in Vegas; it's all over, right? Carries over
Right.
into Royal, you know. So think about it like that. Yeah, they may not have stepped foot on a cruise ship, but they've got probably a player habit somewhere.
Gotcha.
I know for me, I mean, like I got mine because of Windstar, but now Carnival is sending them to me frequently, and I can't freaking go. I got the one y'all got to Japan and Alaska.
Yeah.
Can't go. And it's not for April. It's for later, like September or October of next year.
So it's returning back
Yeah.
over other direction.
Yep.
Yeah.
Can't go. That 18-day Barcelona one though, I'm still thinking about it. I'm like, there's a will, there's a
That's the
way.
one we had and changed Barcelona, Spain. No, it was Rome.
That was the Rome. It was a 15-day Rome one that we had that we swapped for the 22-day.
To Hawaii. I was like, Hawaii. But man, and now it's like, you know, one of the soap operas I watch and a couple other things, it was just like everybody's going to Rome. And I was like, wow, why did I back out of Rome? But if it comes back up, I told her I wouldn't take a 30-day one again, but I didn't say I wouldn't take a 15-day one.
Well, I don't know that we would have got on this one if it hadn't been for Okinawa.
Yeah.
Okinawa is just,
I
you know,
agree.
getting to go back to Okinawa after 50 years. Just
I get better deals than Andrew, but Andrew, he's in the casino, but he's not playing like I do.
So Tony
Yeah, I
B did
turn around.
a video one time where he goes in the casino and plays a little bit, but Jenny was going in there and playing every day, and Jenny got the casino offers for the slot machines for her what she was doing quicker than he was doing the table games. But I mean that's not really a scientific thing. They pay out slot machines a lot faster than they do the table games. It's all based off of how much money you're spending at the table games per roller. If you're playing craps or per bet on the blackjack. I don't even get anything at poker tables if I'm playing poker on a cruise ship.
yeah.
Muncie, just watch your emails and stuff from them because, I mean, that's what it is. And I went in and, you know, it'd say this, and you click on it and, you know, and it pulls up the 3 days, the 4 days. And then I was like, oh, well, what happens if I go over here? And I started changing around on the filters and I was like, wow, we got a, you know, 22-day offer here. And it's that same offer, you know, for the cabin or whatever. And you can pick and choose and that's I started doing it that way. And one of my old bosses, she's retired and she's like, how are you getting these? Because she's been cruising probably twice as long as I have. And she's like, how are you getting these? I started telling her, so I don't know if she's changing her filters around or not, but I was shocked when we came across the 22 and then again the 31 day for that amount. And I'm like, you know, I had no idea because we'd never been on anything more than a 10-day at one point, and it was just like, how did we qualify for this? So
I saw her picture with him, and I wondered if she played at the table with him on the Vloggers Cruise. That's so cool.
oh, that's cool. I guess he was probably one of the first ones I started kind of following, and then that was a couple 3 years ago probably, and then I
He was the
don't get
reason
that.
I started my channel.
He did what? I'm sorry.
He was the reason I started my channel.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
I was watching him while I was off for COVID, and he was just like, "Well, if you think you might want to do it, or if you think you have a passion for it, or like even if you just want to try it," I said it's not going to hurt anything to try. Just do it and see what happens. And I said, well, we got a lot of vacations coming up, and we enjoy going on our timeshares, and we go to theme parks all the time. So I was like, well, let's try it. So I went ahead and did it.
Well, I've always taken lots of pictures and videos and just never did anything with them. So I guess we can go back and do old trips, and he can take pictures and splice them into make a little reel or something with them. But it's and all kinds of pictures. Like I said, we've had our phone 2 years or something like that, and I've got over 5,000 pictures. So probably need to slow down on that picture button.
I'm surprised the memory on the phone's not full.
It keeps telling me if I lose it or drop it or break it or whatever, they won't be able to back it up because they want me to buy more space on the cloud.
Yeah, I'm doing that.
Cruising with Keith says, check your offers. You'll see that one wow. My wife has offered 100 per person free drinks everywhere for her and an extended aft view balcony on deck 9 and 200 on board credit. Total price is around 500. That, yeah. And that's, I guess we haven't gotten one for the aft balcony. We've been on it before, but
It's always been a balcony or interior room.
yeah.
But a cruise is a cruise.
Yep.
Yeah, the 31 day is definitely not going to be $500 when it's all said and done, because we have, I forget how many ports. You have port fees for that, and then you have almost $1,000 for gratuities. So I'm just like, but it's Japan. We've never been. We're going to do it somehow.
The Barcelona one was $1,000 and $1,013 for me, Andrew, and Chloe. I'm like, oh, yeah, definitely keep checking. Like they snuck mine in there. I was getting nothing. It was like $750 off, $1,000 off. And I was like, thanks, Carnival. Love you too.
Yeah, I
They
think that's
did.
what you're getting in
Here
there.
it came.
No.
So does Carnival send a separate thing for casino, or will it just be from Carnival and say this is a casino offer?
They'll email you and it'll say like it's got a casino name on it. Let me see.
Because like Royal Caribbean, you have to go to Casino Royale or whatever and find out whether you got any deals or not. It's kind of
Carnival
a pain in the butt.
emails you, and they will also mail you like a trifold or like a mailer of some sort that'll show your offers. Like currently, I have interior and ocean views for $100 per person. Can't go.
Mine's just 40% off. I just take a quick look at it.
It'll say Carnival Players Club. Carnival Players Club.
Yeah.
And it'll have a cute little ship emoji.
Yeah, but it's drinks while in the casino. The play and chill offer, balcony. But most everything I'm getting right now says through December 24th or 24. But I get those and I go on there and I still look around. I go around poking the 25s, and that's how I found the one for 24 was where it says through the end of 2023, and I was clicking on it and it still allowed me to book it under 2024. But this one has a code for 3 separate cruises, free balcony, and then drinks while in the casino. But yeah, the Players Club. I guess I need to get with my travel agent because I got one yesterday that said, I guess it was today. It said it was an urgent message, and I clicked on it, and there was nothing there. I'm like, is it a secret message? Is it a scratch off? I have to scratch on my phone to
It's invisible link.
Uh-oh.
It just says,
Probably
hi, thanks
travel
for
agent.
booking.
He's currently
Hi,
asleep.
thanks for booking with your travel advisor. That's all it says. And
Oh,
it's black. So
yeah,
if
you
you
need
ask
to
my
call
travel advisor what's going on with that.
Yeah, he'll be at work at 7 a.m. in the morning if you want to call him.
Let's just download the
You
Hub
might
app.
want to check, see where it comes from, make sure it's not spam or something.
Well, it says Carnival Cruise Line. I
Yeah,
know.
I can't
I know.
I can't believe MSC's giving us these rooms that they're giving us for these travel agent deals. I'm getting a deluxe balcony for free, essentially.
What?
Me and my son are going, and with the taxes, port charges, and we got the highest internet. We're paying $340,
Oh,
but
I'm
most of that's
sorry.
the internet.
Sorry, Monty. I hope you have a great night. And we
Thanks,
enjoy
Monty.
you being here.
Thank you for coming in and your support and staying with us.
And they're a great channel if you're listening to this on replay, or if you're in the chat, maybe just lurking around. They're a great channel. Go check them out. Cruising with Keith also. They're both working on their subscribers, and they're great channels.
Yeah.
Definitely.
You can tell they're very good people if you're reading the chat tonight. So, I definitely want to give them a shout out. I'll give them a shout out on my channel too when I stream next. They're great channels. I've been watching both of them this week.
That's cool.
I think I'm going to get off too. I'm getting tired.
Yeah,
I was going to say the same thing. I'm starting to not feel good again. Only if you want to see my face is all.
Turning kind of red on us there, Jen.
I think she gave me COVID last week or something like it. Like, I feel like I've got the cruise crud. That's what I should have called it. I'm like, she's fine. Chris, friend, hey. I was thinking about you today. I saw somebody post a video about the Texas State Fair, and I wondered if y'all had gone yet. Hope you're doing well.
Yeah, welcome in.
Well, yeah.
We need to meet up with them. They're in San Antonio area. We need to go meet up with them.
I will catch you all later. Have a good night.
Okay.
Have a good one. Thank you for coming in.
Yeah, take care of yourself.
Yeah.
Feel better, Clock.
Thank you. See you.
Ooh, I look rougher when I'm in a bigger screen. Oh, my glasses on. I wouldn't have to run chat tonight. Yay! That's awesome,
All right.
Chris. Yeah, I was like, I'm not even going to put my glasses on. Everything's a little fuzzy. So if y'all see me like squinting a lot or like looking down, it's because I can't read.
Yeah.
I can't read. Oh, that's awesome. Oh, they just do their fireworks show? Sorry, I just took over y'all's chat.
That's
Chris
right.
is a good guy.
Fiesta, Texas parking lots.
We've sat right there. So that's like right there by Andretti, Mario Andretti's, and are y'all in the? Oh, you're sitting in Fiesta, Texas. So you're at the Six Flags. We sat right there at the Andretti's and stuff and watched the fireworks show last time we were up there. Top Golf. Something else right there.
I'm not sure.
Fun area.
It was pretty close to where I was staying because we passed by there, I think.
Oh, okay.
Oh, the drone
Oh.
show?
Drone show? What? Well, I know Chris is going to get us footage, so we got to go check out his channel.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Coming soon. We'll be watching for that.
Meeting them at SeaWorld was one of the coolest experiences I think we've had in our YouTube career. And meeting Jeremy from JNS and Mike from Cruise Vet was pretty fun too. They're good dudes. Oh yeah.
Red Lock in the parking lot.
Well, it's Saturday night, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Anytime. Keep doing
Oh,
good
yeah.
work. Your channel's good.
Appreciate the support and you guys coming in and watching the first hosted live.
Yeah. You did good, Tony. Was it everything you thought it would be? Was it easier?
Honestly, I think it probably could have gone a little smoother at the beginning. I kind of got nervous and
of course, I had to make coffee right before the show started, and it wasn't done. So.
Well, I mean, but that comes with practice.
Overall, it was okay.
You gotta think about it. I mean, you gotta think about it. Like Andrew and I still mess up. Still, even tonight, like Andrew's like, well, I don't know, or something's gonna happen. And we've been doing this about a year. I mean, next year will be even better. You got to start somewhere though, and just keep starting and keep growing and trying. And maybe you and I can start switch. I don't mind hosting, that way we can both stream. But if there's a night when we want to take off, you got it.
Right.
Oh, you're the best. Y'all, look, Chris, yes, that was amazing. It was great meeting y'all. And then Amanti, yes, you are the best.
Yeah, I do need to learn how to add moderators and stuff to my channel so I can. I watched a quick video beforehand and what they showed me didn't work. I thought you pointed at something.
No, I'm playing on the strings on here. So trying to keep myself awake. We had a good little conversation before you came in, Jen. We were talking about male breast cancer and trying to stress how important it is that everybody check themselves. And it's not just a women's disease.
I was listening the whole way in the car. I was under Jennifer from Embarkation Nation. I was listening while I was driving. I just couldn't chat because I was driving, and Chloe wanted her French fries, and
right.
Yeah. How it goes. But no, it was good. I mean, you gotta start somewhere, and I'm grateful for Bill and Clock. They're great friends. They so supportive. They're just really, really, really good. Yeah, but Keith, again, you gotta start somewhere, and keep going. And every one of us have messed up. I mean, think of you're gonna accidentally be on mute. You're gonna not hit the live button correctly, or you're gonna mess up the countdown, or put the wrong time, or something. It's gonna happen. But that's part of a. But a lot of people are pretty lenient with lives, especially at this point, because we're growing and we're all been there ourselves. And I know I'm sniffling a lot, guys. That's why I haven't been on all week. But I was gonna say, like, it's definitely, doing good. I'm not a good. I actually put people. Yeah, I think you put me on timeout. Actually, didn't you one day? On accident. I was like, it's fine. It happens.
Do that? Hey, no, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
I figured I had to ban that one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there's about 1,000 more of them. I mean, and again, being a moderator is not easy either. I've accidentally timed out people and banned people, and I'm like, oh, let me undo.
Right. I guess we can go ahead and Huh?
Oh, hey Muncie. Are you wanting to practice with lives? I know Sherry's gonna be out. She's gonna be cruising. If you want to hop on with me on a Friday too. You if you want, you can, if you're interested, let me know. And not trying to steal Keith's thunder here. He has first pick, but if y'all want to practice, just let me know, and I'll schedule it. I usually go live on Fridays after work. Try and come up with some good topics we haven't already talked about.
Well, on our Saturday nights, it's like every topic, I think.
Huh?
I said on our late night Saturday nights, it's always been every topic.
That Friday night too. That's just me, and if y'all, as y'all get to know me, Lisa and Tony know me. They've known, Lisa's my aunt. Her brother was my dad, so she's known me a long time. But I, even with work and stuff, you can ask Lisa. Like, she'll talk to me during the day, and I'm all over. That's just how I am. Like, I've always got like 90 things going all the time. It's probably a little bit of ADHD, ADD, whatever you call it, whatever. But I just want to let y'all know, like, I'm this way all the time. So if I'm out way on a live and I bounce 15 topics, that's because that's just me.
Yeah, it's really fun when she's had coffee.
Oh yeah, y'all get me late at night where I'm already kind of tired, so I'm not as bad. But catch me at 9 a.m. after I've got a good thing of Starbucks going. I'll talk your ear off. I'm off work Wednesdays and Thursdays if anyone's opens. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I know y'all. I know Keith has got a new show coming out on Crazy with Keith. You've got a new show coming out across the waves, right? With Tinkerbell and Mike and Rihanna and Alice Lugo Studios. I mean, just like with Tony, I like to come on and kind of lead for a few weeks and help and then pass it on. I'll probably take it back the next couple of weeks if you want, Tony. But but yeah,
that'd be fun.
Well, I mean,
jump on with you. And...
Yeah. Just let me know. We have a Facebook channel, and Tony does too. So, our channel names. We have a Facebook page for our channel names. So, if you just email us on that or message us on that, and that way because YouTube doesn't really have a good chat feature.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, it's kind of.
Chris, you too.
Get all those rookies on here with you.
Right.
Right. Hey. That's right. Wednesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern time. So since Keith's not a moderator, I'll kind of, they're gonna, if you're listening and you didn't know, they're gonna have a show on 8 p.m. Eastern time on Wednesdays called Across the Waves, and they're gonna talk about various cruise ports and give like history and just a lot of information. A lot of information about just the different ports and stuff. I think it may evolve as it goes, but that's what they're planning for now, and it's going to be kind of interesting and different, and so definitely catch Cruising with Keith and the gang on that show. Yeah, and this is how you grow. So, like, I think the reason me, Cluck, Bill, and Sherry are all so close, like, we all, if you notice, there's like pockets of us where we're all a little closer. We're a little closer group, and then there's like another, like Eddie, Lugo, Jay, and us, and then they're closer group. We're all friends in this community, right? But, like some of us are just, we go live a little more frequently together. Well, the four of us four channels, we were kind of real new at the same point last year around September, October last year. You know, we were just kind of figuring out our YouTube channels. And so like, we're kind of gone through this together. And I think you'll see that like Keith, and as you find groups that are similar, I don't want to say like similar, but like we're all cruising, right? But and travel. But if you find like little friends that are like, you know, working on the same goals as you'll link together and it just helps you grow. And two, these YouTube streets are I'm about to be like Bill and go on a rant. These YouTube streets are rough. I mean, you wake up one day and you've lost 15 subscribers and you've worked, you know, you sat through, you know, live after live trying to, hi, you know, here's my channel link, and you're subscribing to them and watching videos, and then YouTube takes them away. It's frustrating. Or you have a video you worked several hours on and it's got like 15 views the next morning. You know, we've all been there, and having a good group that you can like have creators that you can kind of vent to and talk with, and I'm not saying talk about other channels, but I'm saying like just, you know, your frustrations of growing and like, hey, how can I improve my content? And, you know, did you think this video was okay? Like, what could we have done to improve? I mean, that's what we do. We bounce ideas off each other. And I think once you have that group, or, you know, that you and people that you kind of, who will be honest with you and want to see you succeed as well. I think once you have that, you know, you really start to see your channel grow, and you feel more, you know, passionate about your channel. I know with us, there's so many times I've wanted to quit this year. Oh my gosh, yesterday. Yeah. I mean, it's like editing a video. I'm editing a video and it's like, I messed it up and I have to restart all over. It's like, okay, that was 2 hours wasted. Nice. You know, but you know, we've all been there. We've all been like, well, I don't know why the sound's not working on this one, or, oh, good, there's a lot of wind noise. I get to learn how to edit that out. So, yeah. I mean, Sherry, I was talking about you, my friend. Sherry is a perfect example. We were kind of in the same stage at the same time, and she and I mean, I call her daily. You know, she's one of my best friends. I mean, we haven't met in person, but like we talk all the time. It's like we like Disney, we like cruising, we like gambling, and we like drinking, and we, you know, we also like same music kind of stuff. You know, it's like, yeah, we're friends, and y'all see that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, I went on a Bill rant. Here I am.
Well, I'm just getting blessed, Sherry, for still being here.
Yeah.
I saw you in the beginning, and here we are 3 hours later popping in.
1 a.m. She's still here. She probably heard me say her name. I can't wait for your Kmart videos in March.
That's what I'm thinking right there.
That's gonna be cool. Monty, I put the blue light special in trivia thinking of you the other day. I was like, Monty's gonna get this. The Monty channel's gonna get this question. And if you were paying attention to our lives a couple Saturdays a night when they mentioned it, you know, you'll know it's blue light special. Mustard drill is awesome. Yeah. Controversial cruising. Scott from Controversial Cruising. Brilliant. His ideas. Oh my gosh. I mean, the way he does creatives and the way he like outlines a live. I know if you've listened to Bill, you've heard him talk about it, but there's so much I've learned, like, still learning every day. Yeah, work schedules is what gets me too. If I didn't have to work and depend on people, I just need the money, well, the security, and some health insurance. But if like I didn't have to commit, like if I could work as hard as I work at work on my YouTube channel, I feel like you know, great things could happen, right?
Yeah, that's for sure.
I sure as heck would be on a lot of cruises. I might be at clock status at that point. Or Mustard Drill status. I mean, he's on a lot of cruises too. Here I am trying to like scroll chat. Like it's not me. I'm so used to.
All right, we're trying to keep up with you.
Yeah.
and you're gonna learn. Y'all are gonna learn from each other. You're gonna be watching another YouTuber. You know, like one of I call them the Fab Four, but like Lolly Loca and EECC. You're gonna see something cool and be like, how do they do that? And try to figure it out. And, yeah, inventory.
Inventory, yeah. We've all been there.
Yeah.
Nothing I love more than inventory and audits.
Yeah.
But
Wish my audits were a little more spaced out. Finish one, go right into another. By the time I finish up with the 25, I'm starting over again because I've hit the quarter and back at it.
yeah. I mean, but I'm so glad Keith and Chris go for all these channels in here. Y'all definitely connect and learn from each other. Obviously keep your guard up because it is YouTube and the internet and stuff. I don't want anybody to do anything.
Yeah, never know.
Jennifer told me. They'll be like, well, Jennifer and Embarkation Nation told me no. But I'm just saying, like, I mean, a lot of these channels are great, and I've gotten to where I don't even watch the big channels anymore. I just watch a lot of these, I wouldn't say small. They're not really small, but watching some of ones like us. It's like ones I see in the chat room. I think a lot of these videos I watch. I'm going to talk about Muncie. Like I watched their video today, and it's just as good as watching, Lily Loca or EECC. Like his editing was on point. He showed some gambling. It looked like if I saw the ship. They were having a good time. I felt that FOMO of like, dang, I wish I would have gone on that vloggers cruise. Like his video was just as good as any one of these big channels. And I think we forget that these big channels they were just like us 4 or 5 years ago or 10 years ago. I started watching EETC in like 2017, 2018, and they didn't even have 20,000 subscribers then. Maybe 15,000. I mean, I've watched EECC. That was who I started watching a long time ago because I started watching for the Freedom and the Vista, and that we went on Freedom in 2019. So I think I started watching them in 2017 or 2018. Yep, we support the ship life. They're good too. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think support the little children. Those who are working on their watch hours. A lot of times, because I mean, we all have sound. I mean, even the big channels that you're on a cruise ship, there's wind. Camera equipment fails, it gets wet, whatever, it happens. But I think I don't want. I hate to even call them small channels, but like the channels that are
up and coming,
getting their start. I mean, they're just as good. I mean, Destination Fun. I mean, their editing on some of the like Disney stuff. I'm like, it's just as good as some of the ones I was watching for Disney. I mean, great channels. Traveling Czech, I say it all the time. Y'all's videos are good. I watch ours in every video. I find like 5 things that I feel like I need to improve on. But I try not to beat myself up too much, but I find like 5 things that I'm finding, because we usually film like a cruise series, right? So I'm like, okay, what 5 things did I notice that we could have improved on so that when we go on the Jubilee, I'm not going to have these same, I don't want to call them errors. They're not errors, but like, things where I'm not just happy with. Like, what could we, one is getting a new mic for Andrew's new camera because I didn't realize that the mic that we have for the GoPro doesn't work on that camera. So that's why we had a little wind noise on the Dream. Our stabilizer for that same camera, the new one, broke because we got a cheap one, just kind of because we got the new camera, and we got a cheap one and it broke. So we've already reordered that. I mean, it's just stuff like that. You're gonna like I try to find things that bother me, I guess is the right word. Some wind noise. 1, 2 is like sometimes we're trying to vlog and Chloe's having a meltdown because she really wanted an ice cream and Andrew's trying to show you like whatever over here. It's fun.
Yeah. Yeah, that's. I mean, I think that's one of the reasons it takes me so long to do our videos is because I'm so picky
Yeah.
that, and even after I turn it out, it's kind of like, oh, I wonder if it could have been better.
Well, thing is I think, and we get kind of carried away with this. We kind of start joking around, and we all kind of get some inside jokes and stuff, and it's like, I think we forget people are watching us, and that's because we all become such good friends. It's like, you may not understand what we meant by, like, for those of you, when we joke about lighthouses, I was trying to come up with a different topic for lives because I felt like we were repeating on lives. And so I was like, I was working one day and I was like, hey, let's, like, today's like National Lighthouse Day. That could be a good, like, lead-in topic, right? Like, I'm thinking about the ones in Maine. I'm thinking about the ones in, Key West and Nassau. I'm like, oh, this should be a good, in my head, I thought that could be a fun topic. Surely everybody's seen a lighthouse. And, well, yeah, it was a good topic for like 2 minutes of the live. And the other problem is I had these creative thoughts, but I didn't communicate them to Andrew, who was going to be on the live that day with Bill, Clock, and Sherry. So he's like, I don't know. She said talk about lighthouses, and so sometimes my wonderful friends will be like, oh, like that lighthouse idea, and like we all laugh about it, like it doesn't hurt my feelings, and I'm like, yeah, I'm like, trying to be different, right? And so, like, that's like our inside joke. We're like, oh, like lighthouses, and then like we all chuckle. Well, y'all may not know that because it was like June or July when this happened. So, and it was one live. Like, not everybody watches every live of ours, right? So, but yeah. But if y'all ever hear us talk about lighthouses, that's what we're talking about. Is because I tried to be creative and didn't communicate with Andrew.
These are all down to earth and supportive. I mean, the one thing we have to remember, even when, him working on the video, I'm like, yeah, it looks great, but the thing is, you have to remember, we're not professional videographers.
Exactly.
We are employees. We get off our job, we go on vacation, and we're filming this. We're trying to share it with people to help them see what we see. And it's not, I mean, you say, well, it could have been better. Well, I mean, yeah, if you were a professional videographer, it could have been better, but you're not, and you're learning, and
Right.
and people understand that and take that into consideration as well. And I've watched some of them that have been around for a while, and I'm just like, like you said, Sherry's videos are, good, and I'm just like, she's just now getting monetized, and and that's great, and so happy for her. But her videos are just as good as some of the professionals that have been around doing it forever.
Exactly. And go look. I mean, I'm just gonna say EECC because that's the one I've been watching for a long time. Go look at their video now, but also go look at their video in like 2016, 2017, like the Magic, or I can't remember I think it was the Magic out of Galveston. Was like one of their first cruises. Go look at that video, and look how far they've grown and come, and just too. We think about the camera upgrades in the last 5 or 6 years too, and then think about the next 5 years of what that technology is going to look like. I guarantee you 5 years from now, when you're working on your YouTube channel, you're not going to be like, for us, I mean, we're not going to be using probably a GoPro 7. Like, I have a GoPro 3 that's over here in the, desk drawer that Chloe uses, but I would never want to film on that. But, 5, 6 years ago, that was, 2017, the GoPro 3 was not that bad,
Right.
So, I mean, it's just definitely something to keep in mind too, is like, as the equipment changes, and as, I mean, just StreamYard and YouTube alone in the last year since we've been involved have changed and become more user-friendly. So just because you may not be able to do it today doesn't mean you won't be able to do it tomorrow. I mean, and you're right. We all have professional jobs. We're not professional videographers. Well, some of us are, but I'm not. I mean, I have a desk job. Some days I can't figure out Excel. Word.
You hear me fussing about Excel every time we talk.
It depends on the day. I mean, PowerPoint. You know, like the basic functions of my job, depending on like what time of the week, you know, how early in the morning and what day of the week it is. But I mean, definitely, I feel like just I wouldn't be too hard on yourself either. Like, you know, you had a creative thought. Sometimes your thoughts change in the middle from filming to where you're editing, you know, and you had a different thought or a different direction. And that's what happens to us is like Andrew a lot of times does the filming and I do the editing. So we have two different thoughts. So sometimes what I think we should do and what we shouldn't do is a little different than what he was thinking. So that's even more of a challenge. I love how all of you are down to earth and so supportive. Yes. Oh, well, I mean, we're not here to tear anybody down. Like that's not, I mean, I'll be honest. If you I'm going to call out Bill here. I'll call Bill and be like, can you give me your honest feedback? Because he's going to tell me he's not going to just do things to hurt me. He's going to be like, well, here's 5 things I like, but here, you know, here's 2 things you could really improve on. And he's, you know, real honest with us. And I appreciate that, you know, because I do want to learn and grow. So, you know, definitely that, you know, be honest. My first video was horrible. When I spoke to EECC, he told me everyone's first video is going to be horrible. That his was awful. Yeah. I'll be out of cruise videos in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, we met him on the Panorama in the Mexican Riviera, and man, he was so down to earth. Even though their channel's blown up and doing amazing things, he was so down to earth and just so nice.
They're a bucket list for us. Like we booked the Jubilee inaugural sailing on November 18th to sail with them. It's the whole reason we booked the Jubilee to begin with. And then, you know, I think when we booked that cruise, we maybe had 50 subscribers.
Yeah.
In the very, very, very beginning of last year. Yep. If you have more time, yeah, I've got one. I've got 2. I've got to edit right now. I've got Margaritaville hotel room, and we went to CadaverCon, and yeah, I've been sick this whole week and haven't touched any of them. So, and I told somebody, the thing that hurts too is because when I felt well last week, I told somebody in a comment like, hey, you know, come check out our channel because I got a room tour of the hotel you're looking at staying at for spring break or whatever. Well, here it is. You know, they probably don't watch our lives, so they don't know I've been sick all week. They're probably like, that channel didn't even put out videos. What were they doing? Because I think sometimes too, people don't realize that we have full-time jobs and right. You know, kids and family and animals and life and cruises to take. So we have content and trips for y'all. And sometimes I think there's like, I'm horrible about answering comments. Like if I don't reply to you, like, and it's like 2 or 3 weeks later, it's not because I didn't, I get behind on comments, and I keep every week I'm like, I'm going to do better. And I don't. But too, also when I comment on a video, I also make sure I've been to your channel and watched at least a few of your videos, because one, it reminds me to go check that I'm still subscribed, because I you know, there was a channel that maybe on a Muncie I knew we were subscribed to, but when I went back to, we were not, you know, YouTube does its thing, right, where it takes subscribers away, and I wasn't subscribed, and I was like, wait a minute. So then I went and watched like a 20-minute video to make sure we were still subscribed, and so that's why sometimes too I delay on comments, because, you know, like I had said earlier today and in the show earlier, like, you know, making sure that comment sticks and that subscription sticks. You know, nothing is more hurtful than when you think you hit a goal of 100 subscribers or 500 subscribers, and then you wake up the next morning, you're at 475, and you're like, wait, but I had 489 yesterday. You know, and I went to bed at 500, you know, so I try to make sure that at least if you've commented on our channel, it's a good reminder for me to go back to your channel, make sure we're still connected with you, watch a couple of your videos. I try to do that on the regular, but y'all know life happened. Like, I mean, y'all saw Chloe tonight.
So you have to go back and watch the channels every so often, or
Yeah, because one night I was on with a Clock. I was on his live is when he was doing overnight lives because he was changing shifts. And I went to his channel a couple weeks later. I was in his live commenting. I mean, we're friends with Clock, but I was under Jennifer for Embarkation Nation. And I went back and I wasn't subscribed to him. I had just been watching like 3 hours of his live. Like 2 weeks before. I mean, YouTube does weird things sometimes if they think it's not a real connection or things happen. I'm bad with comments, but I always hit. Yeah, I need to do better. Yep, half a video and comment on the video. Yep. Yeah, so like tonight, we did introduce those new channels. I'm hoping everybody went back to, rooted with essential oils and Elisa's channel, and they go back and actually watch and comment and make sure their subscription stuck, in a couple of days, because nothing's more to me when you're a new channel and you haven't figured out YouTube yet and you're trying to get those first couple hundred subscribers. Nothing is more frustrating than like, why did they unsubscribe? Well, a lot of times it's not that they didn't unsubscribe. It's nothing you did or they did. It's just that YouTube took them away because they didn't watch your video enough or you didn't interact enough. And, they're really trying to crack down on that sub for sub. All right. You too, Sherry. Good night.
Good
good night, Sherry. Thanks for being here.
It's 1 o'clock where she's at. Sherry, you're a trooper.
I'm just wondering if that's not what happened the other night. I was actually up to was it 87 or 88?
I think 87. And then it dropped to 85, but now you're back up to 86. So
Yeah.
And they'll pull.
It was real weird. It was that when I went in and turned off the comments, it was like the next morning I'd lost 2, and I was just like, I wonder if it's the 2 that had left kind of derogatory comments. But who knows?
But in the end, too, if it was those 2, are those followers you want? Right. I mean, hey, you gotta look at that too. Good night. You gotta look at that. Y'all, thank y'all for staying up so late with us. Y'all are amazing. Yes. I mean, but you gotta think about that too. If you're not gonna have somebody who's watching your content and coming back and at least following up to make sure that they're still checking you out, do you really want that subscriber? Because I mean, yeah, you gotta hit 4,000 watch hours, but after that it's by views. And if nobody's viewing your channel once you're monetized, I mean, what's the point of it, right? I mean, that's what you're really ultimately working towards. I mean, subscribers and watch hours only count until you get that monetization. Now, there are work to get until you get that monetization. Trust me, we're grinding right now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pull up where we're at right now.
Well, good night, Muncie. Thank you for being here.
You're awesome. Keith, you too.
Yeah, definitely. Well, I guess we can go ahead and since it's getting late for everybody, and we have been on for well over 3 hours. We can go ahead and shut it down.
Oh, anytime, Muncie.
Yeah, anytime, Muncie.
Try to
Anytime.
figure out how to get all the newbies on with us. They were fake subs.
Right.
One time I like Bettina to me.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
Keith, that's exactly what I'm talking about right there. And that's what we've all felt that way. And that's what I'm saying. That's where like my friendship with Sherry, Destination Fun, and Mike Clock and Bill kind of really started strengthening, because I would have days exactly like that and I would just want to quit. And and one of them, and there's others too. We're friends with JNS and Eddie and all that. I don't want to leave them out, but I'm just gonna say these four. I mean, there was one day I can think of it. I called Bill so frustrated, so upset, and he was just like, "Hey, we've all been there. Like, your channel's great. Like, I enjoy your channel," and like talked me off that like quitting YouTube ledge, right? Like, he really took his time and like, hey, it happens. This is probably what happened. Like, it made me just really stop and think, because I was mad. I was like, never gonna hit whatever it was. And I mean, I think we hit like 350. It seems like a number is like one of those numbers where they where it's like one of those gatekeeper where they start auditing you. 300, 350. There's like certain magical numbers. I swear we hit 350 like 7 times. I was like, we're never going to get over this so frustrating. I wanted to quit. I mean, I was like, this is a waste of my time, but as you see, I'm still here.
Right.
And you're so close.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are close. We're at 3,158 watch hours. And all of our monetization paperwork's almost done.
Oh, okay. I thought you guys already had that done.
We have most of it, but I didn't know is like they mail you some documents too that you gotta do stuff with. So
Okay.
you've got to wait for that. I mean, there's a lot of verification processes in here.
Okay.
Pretty cool though. It's been I've tried to screenshot for y'all and show you step by step of it, but that's a whole other experience.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. But if y'all, I'm getting real congested, so if y'all, I know y'all want to go too.
Yeah. Well, it's getting late for everybody, and we've been on there for quite a while, and plus I know you guys have been on and off all day.
A lot of retail channels buy their subs and views. Yeah. Well, not just retail channels.
Right.
Yeah. You want to do it the right way,
Right. You want to do it the right
people...
way. And just, if it's too good to be true, it might be. And two, just because another channel is growing a lot faster than yours doesn't mean your content's not good.
Right.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean that, just keep doing what you're doing. You're doing it right. Yep. Right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's the thing you learn too when you get a YouTube channel that I think you don't realize is just a viewer, is how many fake channels are out there. Retail and marketing type schemes.
Yeah, that's true. All right. Well, I think we're going to go ahead and close it out. And I want to say thank you to everybody that came in and participated and watched and stuck it out with us. And I hope you enjoyed it. And hopefully we'll be able to have you back.
Good night, everybody.
Good
Good night. Good night.
Jen, thanks for joining us. I hope you feel better.
Oh, thank you. Thanks, everybody. It was awesome.
Thank you, everybody that showed up. I appreciate it.
Yeah. I enjoyed it.
All right. Good night, everybody.
Good night. Bye.
Good night.